We are ready to get ourselves started for our Not So Stock Gaming Semi-Pro Tournament. We actually only have 8 teams participating this evening, so 1 win, and these teams are guaranteed some form of prizing for the evening. Unfortunately, we won't have our secondary bracket tournament, as we do require a minimum of 12 teams to have that second tournament occur. I have picked a round 1 game. It's going to be the B matchup on the bracket. So we have VG Meme Dream Team, the winners of last night's open bracket tournament, facing off against Where My League Bay's At. We'll see how these teams do in round 1. VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, Where My League Bay's At on the purple side. Also, we do have one team that was late to check in this evening who has not been added to the bracket, so in the event of a no-show, please let us know, and we will swap out your opponents for the team that is waiting to participate. If we do have multiple no-shows, we will be able to award buys into round 2, or looking for additional teams that are ready to participate who have failed to check in. Of course, hoping that everybody is here and ready to participate, as everyone's checked in within the last 3 to 4 hours, signaling they are here to play. Looking like we have all 10 summoners into the lobby for our round 1 game. Again, guys, VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, and Where My League Bay's At on the purple side. Also, a little bit of an announcement. We're going to have a second shoutcaster joining us for the semi-finals and potentially the finals as well this evening. Not So Stock Gaming looking to interview and introduce a new shoutcaster to you guys. We are into champion selection here, though, for our round 1 game. Once again, VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, and Where My League Bay's At on the purple side. Looking like Wukong will be the first ban this evening. Again, that is VG Meme Dream Team banning out Wukong. Purple side, that is Where My League Bay's At opting to ban out Jarvan 4. A little bit of a backstory that we'll get to momentarily. Vi and Ryze also banned out by these two teams, followed up by a brand ban, making it a Wukong, Vi, and brand ban from VG Meme Dream Team. Getting reports that there may be a master tier summoner being fielded by Beauty and the Beast. So if you guys are facing off against Beauty and the Beast and they are trying to field a master summoner, make sure that is their solo queue ranking, not a 3v3 or 5v5 rank, as our ranking requirements are based in the solo queue for our semi-pro tournaments. Summoners are required to be between Gold 5 and Diamond 1 in the solo queue this evening. Looking like Kazu as that last ban for Where My League Bay's At, and Lucian will be insta-locked by Alabamity. A little bit of that backstory on the Wukong and Jarvan 4 bans. As we came into the lobby, the jungler from VG Meme Dream Team was like, "Hey, I recognize you. You were the Wukong from that last tournament, and I was the J4." And then we see the first bans as those targeted jungle bans coming out, seeing Kha'Zix now hovered over and by My Last Story, potentially looking for an early pick onto their jungler to make sure that they get the one that they want, with potentially their main jungle being banned out this evening. Again, guys, this is round 1 of play for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro tournament. Only 8 teams participating this evening, a fairly small event. We do have one team that was late to check in and is looking to get in the event of a no-show or disqualification in round 1. Seeing Me 670 lock in a Thresh pick here. The Kha'Zix still only being hovered over, though now locked in as the timer has expired. Does hand things back over to Dylan Francis and Fossil from VG Meme Dream Team. Again, guys, round 1 of play here for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro tournament. Only 8 teams participating this evening, meaning that 1 win gets you into those semi-final slots. We have Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks versus IUPUI Jaguars as the first matchup in round 1. The matchup we have on the stream for our round 1 game is VG Meme Dream Team versus Where My League Bay's At. A third matchup is Royal Esports Club versus Beauty and the Beast. UIC and the Fisherman as the D bracket as well. Back to the matchup at hand, though, Fossil hovering over a Braum pick, and Gnar now being hovered over by Dylan Francis. Gnar will be locked in as well as a Braum pick. Hands things back over here to Where My League Bay's At. Swords and Pedo Fidel waiting to select their champions. As a Braum pick Just 35 seconds remaining for the purple side here to finalize their picks. Jinx will be hovered by Pedofidel. An interesting name there, a bit of a play on words, and where he is going with that, we won't follow. Jinx and Maokai now being covered. Jinx will be locked in by the Summoner Swords, though he is showing a smite. I believe they will be trading those champions around. Maokai and Jinx both locked in for Where My League Base. Handing things back over to VG Meme Dream Team, where Zactai Hawaii will be hovering over a Azir pick. Not seen Azir come into too many tournaments, so I've seen him played once or twice. Can be a fairly strong champion. Lee Sin also being hovered here by Artisan on the Meme Dream Team. Also, guys, if you missed that first announcement, I apologize. Lee Sin now swapped out for a Nunu pick, potentially. Again, if you did miss that first announcement, we will have a second shoutcaster joining me for our semi-finals match, potentially our finals matchup as well. So stay tuned and let us know what you think of our newest shoutcaster. TechDOI swapping out for Jace and then opting in for Twisted Fate back onto Chase. Just 10 seconds remaining for them to finalize these champion picks. Not quite sure where they're going with this. The Jace and Nunu will both be locked in. Just waiting on General Zaku Tara to select his champion now. Looking for, I believe, a mid-pick for Where My League Base at. Once again, guys, VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, Where My League Base at on the purple side. And hello to you, Chortle123 in the Twitch chat. Sign-ups would have closed around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Check-ins would have closed at roughly 6:45. If you failed to sign up before sign-ups closed, I'm not sure how you would have successfully signed up after that, so unfortunately you can't participate this evening. We are underway for our event. Some matches would have started within the last 6 minutes, and there's roughly 9 minutes remaining for all of our round 1 matches to get themselves started. Audio reports that it was indeed signed in but not checked in on time. So we do have 8 teams participating in the meeting. If we swapped 2 teams in the semi-finals, it wouldn't quite work out. It would mess up the entire bracket on us. So the only way we can get additional teams in at this point is in the event of no-shows. And you guys are actually the second team to let us know that you failed to check in on time. So we have 1 team already waiting ahead of you that will be swapped in if one of the teams isn't available for play in round 1. But if a second team should not show up, then we will look at getting you onto the bracket. We do apologize that this is the case. And we are seeing Surath locked in by General Zaku Tora for the last champion heading on to Where My League Base at. Once again, guys, the round 1 game on the stream this evening is VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side. And Where My League Base at on the purple side, we have a Lucian Braum bottom lane pair for VG Meme Dream Team. I believe Jace as their mid laner and Gnar in the top lane with a Nunu for their jungle. A lot of strong champions coming out here in round 1 from VG Meme Dream Team. Also a Jinx Thresh bottom lane pair for Where My League Base at. Surath in the mid lane. Maokai as their top laner, and Kha'Zix in the jungle. Another set of 5 very strong champions coming out into round 1 here. Looking forward to a great game. Once again, guys, both junglers had, I believe, their main junglers target banned away from them, as there was a little bit of pre-game talk about the Wukong and Jarvan previously facing off in a Not-So-Gaming tournament. Also, the time for summoners to finalize their runes mastery summoner spells as well as trade those champions around has expired, and we are actually 1 minute into the spectator delay, so we have 2 minutes of spectator delay remaining here until we will get into load screen and onto the rift for round 1. The summoners currently in the game are currently in their load screen or already getting ready to play. To anybody paying attention to Twitch chat, GoodHit556 is actually one of our newest shoutcasters who will be joining me for our semi-finals and potentially our finals matchup as well this evening, meaning we will be duo-casting some of these matches for you tonight. Again, guys, about 1.5 minutes of spectator delay remaining, and then we will be onto the rift, or at least into the load screen, for round 1 of play. Once again, this is a not-so-stock gaming semi-pro tournament where summoners must be ranked between Gold 5 and Diamond 1 in the solo queue. Currently, only 8 teams have checked in successfully this evening. The bracket is on the website for you guys to see. Again, we are in the B matchup for round 1 this evening, streaming 1 matchup per round, all matches occurring concurrently, matches having about 15 minutes from the time that both opponents are showing in the bracket to get themselves started. Of course, the exception to that being in round 1, where the bracket is released at roughly 6:50 and matches are free to start at 7 o'clock, and then have 15 minutes from that point to get started. About 30 seconds remaining until we are going to be onto the load screen here, where we get to see the trims and skins for these 10 summoners. Looking forward to an interesting round 1 match. Unfortunately, I didn't check the current rankings of these summoners, so we'll see what their trims are showing and what LOL Nexus reveals, should LOL Nexus actually choose to cooperate with us tonight. We'll be into load screen momentarily, guys, for round 1 of play this evening. Once again, we have 8 teams participating this evening. We have 4 round 1 games, just 1 win, putting you into the semi-finals tonight, guaranteeing you some form of prize package. And we are heading into the load screen for our round 1 game. Once again, VG Meme Dream team on the blue side, Where My League Bay's At on the purple side. We're actually seeing a platinum trim from the Thresh and a diamond trim from Swords. I apologize, this is our semi-pro tournament. That should not be all that surprising, though we're seeing an untrimmed summoner on the blue side, as well as a silver and gold trim, which should have thrown me off more than the duo diamond trim and 3 platinum trim team coming out from the purple side tonight. I do apologize for that little bit of confusion. We will these teams on LOL Nexus here, see what their current rankings are this evening. Taking a look at whose name is easy to spell, we do have Fossil. I don't think we can typo that one, and LOL Nexus will actually find them. Looking like VG Meme Dream team on the blue side is composed of 1 diamond 2 summoner, 1 diamond 5 summoner, 2 diamond 4s, and a platinum 2 summoner. Their Braum as summoner, Fossil actually in platinum 2. Good luck getting yourself up into diamond. On the blue side, we do have 5 diamond summoners, so 4 of them being diamond 3 in the solo queue, 1 of them being diamond 2, slowly trying to make his way into Masters tier, I should hope. Anyways, guys, we are now onto the Rift, so I get back into the game at hand here. Looking like both sides are sitting up into the top of the jungle. We will have an invade coming out from VG Meme Dream team. Srath could get caught out here. Maokai and Thresh are positioned all the way up into the river in that top lane river bush. Srath has been pinged out by the blue side, potentially being spotted out there. He makes his way into the tribe bush and towards the river bush, where the remainder of his team is currently waiting. Jinx making her way through as well. We'll see when VG Meme Dream team decides to respond to this. Looking to make their way towards their blue buff, leaving the members of Where My League Bay's At safe in that river bush currently. Looking like Where My League Bay's At will begin their invade here into the enemy team blue buff. There are 5 members of both teams in the top half of the jungle. First blood will go over to the Lucian as Thresh goes down. That is going to be a failed invade for Where My League Bay's At. Srath and Jinx taking a fair amount of pressure there. Srath will flash over the wall, followed by 3 flashes from VG Meme Dream team, but he does go down. That's a total of 4 summoner spells off of both of these teams, 3 of them removed from VG Meme Dream team. Getting reports that we may have 1 team that's not able to field their entire roster. They do have 2 more minutes remaining until they can be disqualified from the event. We'll swap in one of the 2 teams that was late to check in. Looking like we also have a lane swap affected here. Two members of VG Meme Dream Team into the top lane in round 1 of play here. Maokai may have a little bit more than he's used to handling in this top lane with both Braum and Lucian up there. Looking like Gnar and Nunu are choosing to jungle together, leaving Jinx and Thresh alone in the bottom lane for where my League Bay's at. We'll also get the scoreboard reordered here for you guys. I do apologize for the delay there. Once again, guys, we have a Jinx, Thresh bottom lane pair, a Lucian, Braum bottom lane pair as well, but they are swapped into the top lane, seeing Gnar finally make his way into the bottom lane after following Nunu for a little bit of experience in the jungle. Looking like he did successfully hit level 2. Jinx and Thresh only level 2 as well, so not a bad start for the Gnar. Jinx and Thresh looking to get a little bit of pressure against that bottom lane turret here, though. Thresh going for as many last hits as possible. It will successfully take down that siege minion. Getting a report of the team that may have not had their fifth member available has actually had him just show up in 1 minute under the wire, so they will be getting that round 1 game started. We do apologize to those teams that are waiting for a team not to be available. Looks like you may not be able to participate this evening, so it's important to ensure that you do check in on time. Once again, guys, back to the matchup at hand. Gnar getting a little bit of poke onto Jinx in the bottom lane, doing fairly well from such going to be action in the mid lane as well here. Srath and Jace down to about half HP. Kha'Zix is coming in the mid lane. May have been spotted out. I do not believe he's been seen by the Jace, though. Kha'Zix is going to potentially wrap around and come back into that mid lane as Jace makes his way back up to the mid portion. Their ping will come out from the purple side. Srath only 400 HP against the Jace. Kha'Zix will come in for a gank. Srath he could go down here. Jace down to 200 HP. Nunu coming in from the side. Jace down to 150 HP as Nunu engages onto the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix now down to half HP. Jace looking to come back into this fight potentially. Jace actually back up to 300 HP nearly as he has utilized a health potion. Braum and Lucian in the top lane doing fairly well for themselves. Lucian managing to get about 12 farm over Jinx in the bottom lane. Comparing Maokai and Gnar doing a little bit better than Maokai as well in managing to last hit those minions. Looking like Maokai has done a little bit better at defending his turret though, as the Lucian Braum pair have not gotten any pressure until this point, where they've just removed about 300 HP from that top lane outer turret. Maokai sitting just below half HP is forced under his turret here, looking for a couple of last hits. Will pick up 2 of those minions with 1 skill. Braum gets a little poke back onto Maokai, though we see the mustache come out. Thresh looking for a little bit of damage onto the Gnar here. Flay not quite able to connect, looking for a death sentence here. Will not get thrown, though, poking out from the Gnar back onto Thresh. Thresh will be slowed in the bottom lane. Jinx continuing to farm here, has actually managed to catch up to Lucian as far as farm numbers go, looking to have a little bit more damage on that bottom lane turret than the Lucian Braum pair has managed to affect as well. Descendant's looking about, but Gnar jumps away to safety. Descendant does not connect. Looking for a Flay to come through, but 1 auto attack onto Gnar, and they do disengage that. Level up for the Braum Lucian pair in the top lane. Both those summoners have hit level 5. Gnar also level 5 for his team. Looking like the Jinx is level 5, but Thresh 1 level behind them. Maokai also level 5 at this time. No level 6 is coming. I apologize to Jace, the first summoner to each level 6 in the mid lane for his team. Maokai finally doing the same, seeing level 6 begin to come out across the board here. Jinx looking for more pressure against that turret, farming out against these minions. They do have a full minion wave. Should begin to get auto attacks onto the turret. Gnar looking to force them off though. Gnar down to about half HP. Poke coming out from Srath onto Jace. Jace down to half HP as well. I believe he was trying to recall under a ward in that bush. Kha'Zix also into the mid lane here. Gnar once again fairly healthy into the bottom lane, is looking fairly aggressively into the mid lane, in the bottom lane for his farm. Nunu looking to counter jungle here, has caught out the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix down to about 500 HP. Srath will be responding to that. Nunu falls off of the pursuit. Taking a look across the scoreboard, we are seeing a 3-0 kill score in favor of VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side. Currently, they're up about 1,500 gold over the team Where My League Base at on the purple side. Nunu has engaged onto Dragon. Braum looking to assist him here. Nunu not all that healthy, but Gnar will also come in for the assistance. Lucian making his way out into the bottom lane here. Looks like the lane swap might end up being a reversed recall coming out from Maokai in the top lane as well. Blue side pinks coming out into the purple side jungle bottom lane bush. Not quite sure what they're planning there. Indeed, Lucian Braum will make their way into the bottom lane here. Huge action in the mid lane. Serath goes down to 300 HP from the bursts of Jace. Action into the bottom lane as well as the Lucian Braum combo. Continued engagement onto Thresh. Thresh down to about 100 HP. They will turn to focus onto Jinx. Jinx down to 300 HP as well. Lucian will dash in. Jinx down to about 100 HP. Flash comes out from Lucian. That's a successful kill onto Jinx. Seeing the kill score now 4-0 in favor of VG Meme Dream Team as the ADC from Where My League Base gets taken off of the map in that pursuit. Maokai hovering around the mid lane there will fall off of that as Serath opts to back. Seeing Jace and Nunu look for a blue buff from their side of the map. Lucian and Braum looking pressure against that bottom lane turret. Both turrets in the top and bottom lanes are still on the map. The lane swap not costing either team a turret there. Gnar engaging fairly heavily onto Maokai in the top lane. Sapling does connect onto Gnar as he tries to make his way away from it. More damage coming out onto both of the summoners. Maokai is down to around half of his HP, while Gnar is fairly healthy in that top lane. Taking a look at the farm numbers, Gnar does have roughly a 10 CS advantage in the bottom lane. Lucian roughly 10 CS over the Jinx as well. The lane swap working out a little bit in their favor, though they weren't able to take down any of those early turrets. Maokai camping out in the bush will throw a sapling towards Gnar as well as those minions looking for a little bit of farm. He does take out two of the minions. Gnar looking to re-engage onto Maokai though. Going to get a number of hits here. Throws Maokai into the wall. Maokai down to about 400 HP, 300 HP, 200 HP, but he walks back towards his turret and to safety. Maokai is being forced out of lane here though. Gnar will be able to free farm in the top lane, looking for a bit of pressure against that top lane outer turret as well. Jinx and Thresh doing a fair amount of damage to the bottom lane outer turret. While that occurs, Death Sentence comes out onto the Braum as well as a Flay. Altogether out from Braum and connects onto the Jinx. Jinx down to about 250 HP. Nunu also into the bottom lane. Going to see the Chomps come out as well as a flash from the Nunu. Thresh flays the Nunu, but his ultimate had been activated and it's enough damage to finish off the Jinx. Thresh also goes down here. Kha'Zix now in a 3 versus 1 situation. He comes in late. He does go down. It's a double kill for the Lucian. Now a 7-0 kill score in favor of VG Meme Dream Team, with seeing them do very well in round 1 of play here. A 17,000-12,000 goal score in their favor as well. Only 1 turret to 0 so far. Maokai and Gnar also looking for damage in the top lane. Seeing Serath go down to a huge poke from Jace. Going to see Lucian succeed in taking down that bottom lane outer turret from the enemy team there. Once again, guys, that is VG Meme Dream Team succeeding in taking down a Where My League Base at turret. VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, Where My League Base at on the purple side. Jinx and Thresh looking to relieve pressure from the bottom lane. Kha'Zix potentially looking for a gank there. I believe he's actually engaged onto his large Wraith camp. Jace throwing poke onto the smaller Wraith camp, and they're potentially killing out a couple of those smaller minions while he gets damage onto this mid turret. Turret down to just above 1/4 of its HP after that assault. Sweeper comes out from Braum into that bottom lane Tribush, and the sight ward will go down. Thresh and Jinx still looking to relieve pressure from the bottom lane. Braum is being spotted out there, well, indeed being spotted out as he just cleared out his sight ward. Thresh looking for additional vision control. He potentially goes for a sweeper of his own. One more attack onto that sight ward. He will succeed, but Nunu has engaged onto him. Gonna see a Flay come out from the Thresh onto Nunu. A Lantern will come out onto Thresh. From the Thresh for Kha'Zix to grab. Kha'Zix gets a little bit confused there, but it ends up grabbing it in. The ultimate comes out from the Lucian. That's a huge calling in. Thresh will go down. Huge damage coming out from Gnar, who is also into this fight. Dragon not on the map for a minute and a half, but that would have been a great play to let them set up for Dragon had it been available. Nunu into the mid lane here. Jace also available in the main. Srath is looking to sit on his turret as Gnar also comes into the mid lane here. Braum looking for some counter jungle here, potentially going fairly deep to drop a ward. Coming in actually behind this mid lane outer turret to look and secure the kill onto Srath while his team heavy engages. A flash will come out from Srath. Srath now onto his inner turret, but it's not enough to escape the assault from VG Meme Dream Team. They turn around and take down that last outer turret of the game from where my league base at as well, while Lucian looks for his first inner turret here, looking to make that a 4-0 turret score, and he will succeed in the bottom and taking down the first inner turret of the game. Maokai in the top lane looking to split push for the purple side, could succeed in taking down their first turret, though it looks like Gnar will get there before minion pressure gets there. Looking like this will be a contest in the top lane. Jace waiting for minions to reach him in the mid lane. Seeing Thresh look to contest this while Jinx looks to back. Kha'Zix also heading towards the mid lane, ending up on his Wraith camp though. Looking like Maokai has recalled from his advance into the top lane. Gnar will be able to relieve all of that pressure fairly effectively. Kha'Zix back into the mid lane here, assisted by the Thresh. Going to see Srath also return in and then looking to get as much farm for himself as possible. Thresh looking for as many souls for himself as possible. Going to see some poke come out from Jace, and does connect onto Srath there. And VG Meme Team will engage onto Dragon, not quite sure. Oh, indeed. Where my league base at did not have a vision of that, and that will be a uncontested Dragon for VG Meme Dream Team. In the purple side jungle here, getting a little poke onto Kha'Zix. Chompers come out from Jinx, stopping their pursuit though. Looking, Super has once again come out from Braum, and he will take down a sight ward from the purple side. Culling comes out from the Lucian, doing a fair amount of damage here onto the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix looking to get to safety here. Electric has come out from Thresh's ultimate come out as well, connecting onto Lucian. Heal coming out from Lucian here. Thresh down to 200 HP. Thresh will go down as his Flay comes out. Braum continuing engagement onto Kha'Zix here. Flash comes out from Jace as well as huge amounts of poke. Kha'Zix down to about 100 HP, looking to get his way to safety, maintaining his double buffs there. They are now 13-0. With a 4-0 turret score as well, and roughly a 10,000 gold advantage. All of that in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. Again, it is VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, with where my league bay is at on the purple side. Seeing a mid lane inner turret now go down in favor again of the VG Meme Dream Team, though they've just lost 3 of their summoners, which are going to be the first kills going over to where my league bay is at. Exhaust onto Gnar. Flash comes out from Gnar to avoid the dissonance from the Thresh. Jace waiting in the wing here will not engage onto Thresh, and Thresh will begin his retreat. Seeing where my league is at, now look for their first turret of the game. Descendants will connect onto Gnar. Flay comes out as well. Gnar looking to continue the engagement onto Thresh though, not afraid of those 3 summoners from where my league is at. Gnar is sitting 1-0-4 with 100 farm, not doing all that much better than his laning opponent, and he does overextend here in a 1 versus 4 situation, which costs him his life. Descendants comes out onto Braum as well, which is followed up, and Thresh will go down. Culling coming out from the Lucian, doing a little bit of damage. A heal comes out from the Jinx. Nunu looking to continue his advancement onto Jinx here. Kha'Zix has also been slowed down. Kha'Zix down to just below 300 feet, looking to jump his way to safety, but Ice Blast follows him for the kill. A little bit more damage onto Jinx, and she does go down. Srath getting fairly low here will indeed go down again. That is going to be a double kill for the Lucian, looking at a 17-4 kill score in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. VG Meme Dream Team also sitting up 5 turrets to 0, doing extremely well in this round 1 matchup. We are seeing a 33k to 22k gold score. That's an 11,000 gold lead for VG Meme Dream Team. And as I say that, Braum gets himself executed to pick up their 6th turret of the game, picking up the first inhibitor turret in the mid lane right there. Seeing Jace pick up a blue buff from his side of the jungle, assisted by the Nunu. Gnar looking for pressure in the top lane, seeing Jinx, Maokai, and Thresh all in the mid lane from their team. I apologize, Gnar looking for pressure in the top lane. I believe I may have said mid lane there. Jace and Braum also into the mid lane here. Lucian and Nunu looking to make, potentially looking for some siege onto that mid lane inhibitor, which has recently been exposed. Seeing 4 members from Where My League is at respond into the top lane to fight against the Gnar. Knowing Gnar recently overextended, we could see another 4 versus 1 situation here. Gnar looking to steal golems from the purple side here. Will get interrupted. Srath picking up one of those golems for himself. Culling comes out from Lucian, doing a fair amount of damage onto Thresh, but Thresh looking to get his way to safety. They could actually lose their inhibitor here. Seeing a 3-man advance onto the inhibitor. The inhibitor down to half HP. Srath coming in from behind, going to advance onto Abaya. The Braum. The inhibitor has gone down. It's going to be the first inhibitor of the game going down to VG Meme Dream Team. Srath will also go down in that engagement. Now going to be a 5 versus 4 fight here. VG Meme Dream Team potentially looking to end things, though Srath is only down for 23 seconds. Looking like they're going to fall off of this engagement. Potentially look for a Baron play here. Vision Ward will get cleared out from Where My League Bay is at. Jace engages onto Where My League Bay is at. Bread buff here, and the rest of the team rotates for a top lane inner turret. 3 members on the other side looking to respawn to this turret play. The turret does go down, though. Deathens connects onto the Nunu. Now 4 members of Where My League Bay is at into the top lane. Srath slowly making his way back out after respawning. Where My League Bay is at looking to fall off this engagement as Braum begins to recall. Jace looking to make some pressure in the mid lane. There are going to be 4 members of Where My League is at responding around the Baron, but here Nunu has been slowed down. Not quite sure what just hit there. He begins to recall, is not being spotted. The Thresh has seen him. Descent is not able to connect as Nunu manages a beautiful juke. Maokai would be well played to look to effect vision control around the Baron pit here, thinking he has dropped a vision ward, a sight ward into the Tribush from his side, but no vision into the Baron pit. I apologize, no sight ward into the Tribush either. Alex backing from the Golem play. We're going to see action into the mid lane here while Srath and Jinx look to relieve pressure. VG Meme Dream Team spawning super minions into the mid lane currently. Maokai looking once again to split push into the top lane here, seeing the majority of VG Meme Dream Team on the bottom half of the map. They are setting up and successfully taking a second, I believe, dragon of the game there. Teleport coming out from the Gnar from the bottom lane, though, will respond onto that top lane turret, looking to not lose his turret in this matchup. Maokai, of course, going to fall off of that engagement, knowing that the Gnar has been doing fairly well, though he's only down 10 farm under Gnar right now. Looking at the itemization, not too far behind there either, though he is roughly down 2,000 gold under Gnar, having an ROA as well as completed boots to Gnar's completed Banshee Veil and almost completed Randuin's Omen. Looking for another 1,000 gold item to finish that one off. Braum does get caught out here. We see his ultimate come out, and the fight will actually be disengaged as only Jace comes in to defend him. That would have been a 5 versus 2 fight in favor of Where My League is at, but they choose not to engage it, not knowing where the rest of the enemy team was. Side looking for as much counter jungle as they can manage. You have actually set up for a Baron play now. Baron down to about a quarter of his HP. Looking at this, who will go down uncontested, while the majority of the purple side is forced to contest in their mid lane, defending against the super minions that are currently spawning against them. Their inhibitor has been down for 2 to 3 minutes now, I believe, meaning it should be coming up fairly shortly once again. VG Meme Dream Team now with Baron on their side, looking to siege out once again into the mid lane. Potentially ultimate comes out from the Srath there, I think. Or it could have been just the sweeper distracting me a little bit. Seeing VG can actually look to siege down into the bottom lane, looking for their second inhibitor, and potentially second inhibitor of the game. VG team have successfully made their way onto this inhibitor turret. Inhibitor turret loses only a couple hundred HP, losing about a quarter of its HP now. Going to see a huge play coming out from VG team now behind these turret. A kill will go over onto Thresh and Surratt. Seeing a huge dive here, they could actually potentially end the game if they can pick up another kill there. Kha'Zix will go down. If they get mean pressure into the mid lane, I apologize, no, the mid lane inhibitor has come back up, but they were successful taking down that bottom lane inhibitor turret. Inhibitor will now go down. Only 10 seconds till Thresh comes back up. 15 seconds for the Surratt. Ultimate will come out from Nunu. Does not connect onto Jinx, but Jinx will go down. Maokai fairly low here as well. Minions just reaching the Nexus turrets. All 4 members that are in the base from a VG team are fairly low. The 5th member, Lucian, however, was slightly behind and has full HP. Second Nexus turret will go down as well. Nexus starting to lose its HP, going down to half HP. We're going to see the Nexus go down. It's going to be a game in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. A round 1 win for the blue side here, seeing them move on into the semi-finals of tonight's event, as we only have 8 teams, meaning that just 1 win is required to make your way into that semi-finals matchup. Once again, guys, we're going to be waiting here for the matchup between Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks and IUPUI Jaguars to conclude for that semi-final game to get itself started. I'm going to see if I can find a summoner from that match, get us into that for a little while until it finishes up, and we'll catch our semi-finals game as well. Of course, as we get into the semi-finals and the finals matchup, as I mentioned a couple of times so far in this evening, I will be getting joined by a second shoutcaster tonight. Looking at Good Hit in the Twitch chat, looking to join me for some shoutcasting. Of course, this is going to be our newest shoutcaster from Not So Stock Gaming, so let us know what you think of him this evening. Be getting him into game and onto stream as we get that second round game formed up. Again, guys, going to look for summoners from these 2 teams, see if I can get us into that matchup while we wait for it to conclude. I think I may have Batman plus Robin on my friends list. Looking that that is indeed Batman plus Robin. That's going to be the correct summoner. So heading into a second round 1 game here tonight. Once this game concludes, again, I will be getting joined by a second shoutcaster, looking to join Not So Stock Gaming for a little bit of fun, seeing a number of gold trims again coming out into this load screen, as well as 1 untrimmed summoners, some diamond trims coming through, as well as 3 platinum trims on the blue side. Gonna take a quick look over at LoLNext to see if we can see the summoner's current rankings. Again, that is Batman plus Robin. Gonna see if we can find him in a game on LoLNexus. Indeed, we do. Seeing 3 diamond and 2 platinum summoners on the blue side again here, guys. The blue side will be Fat Chicks are something, or Fat... Here. 1 second. Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side. IUPUI Jaguars on the purple side. And the purple side is composed of 5 platinum tier summoners, so a mainly diamond roster from the blue side with 2 platinum tier summoners and 5 platinum summoners on the purple side here. Seeing purple do actually fairly well. Once again, guys, it is Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side, facing off against IUPUI Jaguars on the purple side. This is a second round 1 game we're going to be catching this evening, as we need to wait for this game to conclude in order to have our semi-finals matchup start. We did just watch round 1 game, which already concluded. Huge action from Jason. Oriana will go down. I apologize. The first match we watched was between VG Meme Dream Team and their opponents Where My League Bay's at. VG Meme Dream Team did emerge victorious and is now waiting in a semi-final slot for the for the winners of this match to play against them. Again, guys, this matchup is Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side, and they're facing off against IUPUI Jaguars on the purple side. This is a Not So Stock Gaming open bracket tournament. This is Dark Corpse shoutcasting for you currently. Though once again, as we get into the semifinals and the finals matchup, I will be getting joined by one of our newest shoutcasters. So let us know what you think of that. Seeing action around the Dragon Pit, a little bit of a late engagement there by the Jarvan 4. The Dragon does go over to the purple side, and J4 loses his life. Action coming out from Braum in the bottom lane. Lucian not far behind him. He is going to take a turret as he tries to continue the engagement onto Tristana. Tristana quickly made her way to safety there. Sejuani looking for some counter jungle here as Vel'Koz looks for that top lane outer turret. The turret will go down. looking at this game, we may have Vel'Koz in the top lane with Jace as their mid laner. Should get the scoreboard reorganized to reflect what we're seeing here. Again, guys, on the purple side, we have a Lucian Braum bottom lane pair with Jace as their mid laner and Vel'Koz in the top lane. Sejuani is their jungler. On the blue side, looking like we have a Tristana and Nami bottom lane pair with Orianna as their mid laner, Mundo in the top lane, and Jarvan for their jungler, looking currently at a 7-2 kill score in favor of IUPUI Jaguars. That is the purple team over Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side, roughly a 4,000 gold lead in favor of IUPUI Jaguars, as they have also taken at least one dragon, which we got to see moments ago, and one turret from that top lane, which we also got to see fairly recently. Going to be some action in the mid lane as J4 engages onto Jace, but does not manage his knock-up. Jace will knock the J4 back and maintain his safeness. Seeing a blue empowered Orianna in the mid lane. Vel'Koz looking for more pressure in the top lane. Has gotten those minions past the midpoint, dropping a ward into the top river bush. Will actually continue this engagement, looking for additional pressure. Mundo is there to contest. J4 looking to make his way up into the top lane potentially. That's going to mean it was a well-placed ward from the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz will remain safe through this exchange. Vel'Koz actually looking to make his way down the river now, will be engaged onto potentially by the Jarvan 4. Jason Sejuani not really in range to contest this, so the Vel'Koz does not appear to be afraid at all as he continues to chase J4 into the jungle. Mundo not actually responding to this play. Jason Sejuani making their way into the blue side jungle as well here. J4 could be in trouble. Sejuani hard engages onto the J4, and J4 will go down deep in their side of the jungle. A huge counter jungle play there by IUPUI Jaguars. Once again, guys, I believe this is... yes, Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks versus IUPUI Jaguars. Orianna being engaged onto behind her turret once again by the Vel'Koz Sejuani pair, and she will go down. Jace now in the mid lane looking for additional pressure against that mid lane outer turret. Mundo will be responding to this though. Jace continuing to look for pressure. Mundo sitting just behind his turret there. Tristana and Nami in the bottom lane. Sejuani and Vel'Koz will engage heavily onto Nami. Ultimate comes out from the Nami. Braum will make his way into the bottom lane as well. Mundo will come into the bottom lane here too. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 fight until Lucian comes out with the culling. Mundo taking huge amounts of damage. Ultimate comes out from the Vel'Koz. Flash comes through from Mundo. Mundo looking to make his way back to his turret to safety. Flash coming out from the Lucian as well. Ultimate keeping Mundo alive through huge amounts of damage coming out, but Mundo does go down to the 4 versus 1 situation as he had abandoned the remainder of his team, being a little bit faster than him. So rather than them, we're going to see Tristana and Jarvan 4 also go down in that fight. Unfortunate for Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks. Going to see this bottom lane turret now go down to a 5-man advance from IUPUI Jaguars. That is a huge rotation. Teleport now coming out from Vel'Koz back into that top lane as there a little bit of blue team minion pressure he looks to relieve. That was a huge play right there by IUPUI. We are seeing them sitting 12-2 in their kill score, 3-0 as far as turrets are concerned, with a solid 8,000 gold lead at the 16.5 minute mark in this game. Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side going to need to up their game to make a comeback from this one. Of course, we are only nearing the 20-minute marks, and Mundo and Jarvan 4 are both very strong late-game champions. So as we get to the 25 and 30-minute marks, it could quickly shift into their favor. Of course, that means they do have to survive that long. They have lost their first 3 turrets of the game, though all of their inner turrets are currently remaining. Looking to see how they manage their defense here, looking to remain relevant into this game. Taking a look at the farm numbers, they're actually doing fairly well. The Tristana actually even with the Lucian, meaning she can be considered to be winning that lane despite being down by 1 kill. Suspect their gold should be fairly even aside from the 2 dragons now we've seen the purple side take, as well as those 3 turrets. Lucian's got about 1,000 gold over Tristana. Tristana will ultimate Lucian and get herself back to safety. She gets about 400 HP. Orianna taking huge pressure here, going to have 3 members of IUPUI engaging behind another blue team turret. Mundo when he get caught out in, they're going to be a 4 versus 2 fight as J4 comes into this to assist the Mundo's ultimate, keeping him alive for the time being. Poking out from the Jace does not connect onto Mundo, has been sent off, coming out from the Vel'Koz. Tristana ends up being the first to go down. J4 also going down. Mundo getting extremely low here, down to about 150 HP. Pokemon from the Jace, and he goes down as well. Nami now being chased onto the purple half of the map. Poke coming out from the Lucian as he pursues her. Nami will indeed go down, going to be a 4 for 0 trade in favor of IUPUI Jaguars. Pokemon from the Jace not able to connect onto Orianna, or getting a huge amount of damage onto Jace. Both summoners here from IUPUI are below 500 HP. I apologize. Braum now coming in from behind the turret, takes 3 turret hits, costs him his life, but they pick up an Orianna kill. Now a 17-3 kill score, while IUPUI looks to pick up their 4th turret of the game here. Looking like J4 actually disconnected there, and a pause didn't come out. Seeing him just reconnect here now. An interesting choice from their team not to pause that play. Seeing Dragon be set up here by IUPUI Jaguars, and it will be a successful and uncontested Dragon for those 3 members of the Purple team. Jace making his way back towards the Dragon Pit into their side of the map, looking to recall as well potentially, though he did not end up assisting with their Dragon. Blue Buff ends up going over onto Jace here. They will finish clearing off the pit and begin their recall. Well, Lucian finishes off a Wraith Camp before affecting his recall as well. Tristana looking to relieve pressure from the bottom, and the only way they have lost an inner turret currently. Pink coming out from the purple side into the mid lane here. Once again, guys, this is a round 1 game. Currently I'm watching Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side, and they're facing off against IUPUI Jaguars on the purple side. This is a Not So Stock Gaming open bracket tournament. We've already had one round 1 game conclude, which was the first game we had on the stream, the game between VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side and their opponents Where My League Base At on the purple side. VG Meme Dream was victorious and have advanced into the semi-finals, waiting on the victors from this matchup to face off against them, and we are now seeing a mid lane inner turret go down to IUPUI Jaguars. Jace gets a couple of auto attacks onto that mid lane turret, only taking one turret hit from it. Lush taking a couple of turrets hit, down to about 50 HP in this engagement. The turret down to about a quarter of HP. We could see the first inhibitor turret of the game going down here. Sejuani taking turrets after she continues the engagement onto Orianna. Sejuani Fairler here looking to jump out over that wall. The turret will go down, looking out for this inhibitor to go down. Nami goes down, as well as J4 not being available for his team. Going to have only 3 defenders available right now for Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks. All 5 members of IUPUI Jaguars still alive. Ultimate comes out from the Vel'Koz as they look to engage onto that bottom lane inhibitor turret. I believe they have taken the inhibitor in the mid lane there. I apologize, the inhibitor is still on the map, but it does now go down as Sejuani continues the engagement on it. Lucian and J4 looking to assist her with that fight. Vel'Koz and Braum will join the remainder of the team, and they will make a 5-man rush back to their side of the map to affect their recalls. As Jarvan 4 has respawned onto the map, Nami coming back out as well, though Mundo and Orianna did go down in that fight. Looking like we've had a second round 1 game conclude, the game between UIC and the Fishermen with the tag of Real In. UIC has emerged victorious over the Fishermen in round 1 and are waiting for their opponents in the semi-finals, the game between Royal Esports Club and Beauty and the Beast. Still underway, much like the situation between the upper half of the semi-finals bracket, where VG Meme Dream Team has emerged victorious over Where My League Base At, and they're waiting for the game between Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks and IUPUI Jaguars. Of course, that is the game we currently have on the stream here. Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks on the blue side, IUPUI Jaguars on the purple side. Seeing 2 members of the purple team engage onto Baron. Baron down to about 3/4 of his HP before Braum, Lucian, and Vel'Koz come in to assist. Baron now down to about 1/4 of its HP. We're going to see a successful and uncontested Baron go down here to IUPUI Jaguars. Purple's looking for a fairly heavy engagement here. Sejuani manages to take 4 turret hits as they continue that. Minions will go down there, and I'm looking for this top lane inner turret. Would be the last inner turret being taken off of the map from Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks. The turret now down to half HP. Looking for minions are tanking it for them. The turret will go down to a 4-man engagement from the pro side. Braum coming in from the side now, a 5-man advance onto this top lane inhibitor turret. Bubbles come out from Nami, they connect onto Sejuani. Heraldic comes to as well, it's connecting onto 3 summoners from the side. However, J4 goes down almost instantly as he potentially overextends into the middle of the purple team right there. Turret down to about half HP, and minions have once again reached that turret. We're seeing huge amounts of damage come out from the Lucian and Jace. The turret will go down. Sejuani looking to engage onto those summoners, seeing, I believe, Orianna get deleted almost instantly there. Nami going fairly low, and then the ultimate comes out from Vel'Koz, finishing her off. Tristana also goes down, but only Mundo left on the map for Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks. Seeing how it come out from the Lucian, though Lucian is fairly low. Jace taking a couple of Nexus turret hits, looking like Lucian is avoiding those turrets, though he is managing to do a huge amount of damage. The first Nexus turret will go down. Second Nexus turret down to about a quarter of its HP. The summoners from Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks will be coming up momentarily. Mundo and J4 are on the map looking to contest it, but J4 once again goes down here. Nexus down to half of its HP, looking like this game will be going over successfully to IUPUI Jaguars. On the purple side, that is indeed a victory for the purple team here this evening. Jimmy Likes Fat Chicks, unfortunately, being defeated in round 1. Going to go home without prizing. IUPUI Jaguars now qualified for at least 800 RP for each of their final 5 participating summoners. With only 8 teams participating this evening, just 1 win gets you into the semifinals, where you are guaranteed prizing for the evening. Once again, guys, we're going to have a second shoutcaster joining us this evening for this matchup, looking to get Biotest into the matchup here. Just one moment, guys, while I get them the correct name here. Biosubject, no T, 07. Think that's right. I was going to be sending him a message onto Skype to join us here momentarily. Apologize for my silence here while we get things set up for our semi-finals matchup. Looking for anybody to come out to a Biotest Subject 07. He is coming into this lobby. Looking to get him down to spectator mode and into our Skype call. Just give us one moment to get things fully set up. Indeed, he is ready to go. Going to send that call out momentarily. And no, not call phone. Alright, guys, just looking to get this Skype call set up properly. There we go. That is coming in. I'm going to answer this call. Hopefully that has been answered. Yes, sorry for popping Skype onto the screen here, guys. Alright, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Alright, you're a little bit quiet. Not quite sure how you're showing for the stream. Ah, my volume was down. There we go. You're good now.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, we do have all 10 summoners into this lobby, so we are good to go here. Looking to see what we have again, guys. This is going to be IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side. Taking a look, that is the correct roster, and they're facing up against VG Meme Dream Team on the purple side. And this is Biotest Subject joining us, or a good hit from the Twitch chat. I'm not sure. What would you like to be called on the stream this evening?
I would like to be called whatever is easy of convenience to you.
Fair enough.
If you want to, you can just call me Bio.
Bio works for us. Looking like both teams are ready here, so we're going to be getting into champion selection. Again, guys, Bio is going to be joining us this evening to be shoutcasting. I believe he's going to be doing most of
somebody...
Indeed. That's alright. Indeed, somebody managed to fail out of that lobby, so we're going to be looking to get them back into champion selection here. I'd say same picks and same bans, but that was actually before any bans came out.
Because he couldn't handle the pressure.
Yes, though, that pre-ban phase just too intense heading into the semifinals. They know they've got some prizing, but they don't know how much they're going to end up with tonight. And again, guys, Bio joining me this evening. He's going to be doing some of the play-by-play for us tonight. Going to get to cover some of that awesome action while I take a little bit of a seat back and try to cover the rest of the event for you guys. Looking like we have all 10 summoners once again into this lobby. Should be get it going momentarily. Also taking a look through this load screen, or this lobby screen I should say. Again, seeing an all-diamond team on the purple side facing off against an all-platinum team on the blue side. Though we saw that platinum team in round 1 do fairly well against a majorly diamond team. That team being 3 diamonds and 2 platinum summoners. So looking forward to a fairly intense game coming into this semi-finals matchup. Again, guys, this is going to be a round 2 game semi-finals match for Not So Stock Gaming's open bracket tournament. We have IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side, and they're facing off against VG Meme Dream Team on the purple side. Looking at VG Meme Dream Team's roster and their team name, it is actually the same team and same roster that competed in yesterday's open bracket event and emerged victorious. So looking to see if they can be upset in the semi-finals here tonight, seeing Lee Sin come out as the first ban for IUPUI Jaguars.
And I will say this now, currently, I excuse any silence that is just generically coming from me and just making Dark do all the work, because I have two pieces of my dinner to finish right now, so I will do that currently.
Not a problem. Still a few minutes till we get into this game. That 3 minutes was particularly great for taking those last few moments of break. Seeing Morgana now banned out by VG Meme Dream Team, followed up by a Gnar ban from IUPUI Jaguars and a Maokai ban coming out of the Meme Dream Team. Last ban here from the blue side. Almost forgot their name. There it is. IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side will be a J-Span, and Lucian rounds things out from Meme Dream Team. Looking like Mudkip for me on IUPUI Jaguars is going to hover over a Braum pick for their team. One of those top tier supports being first picked is not a bad choice. Of course, also having a first pick your support means you're not going to give away your mid, top, or ADC picks, and it's going to be a little bit harder for them to get countered this evening. And that does hand things back over to VG Meme Dream Team, where Alabamity and Fossil are waiting to select their champions. Looking like we have Rise and Janna both locked in fairly quickly for VG Meme Dream Team. Looking at that will be a top and support being locked in for them. Does hand things back over to IUPUI Jaguars, where Habitual Fiction and Sojiro are looking to select their champions. Sejuani will be hovered over here. We saw them play fairly well on that Sejuani in round 1. Looking at that will be their jungler, and it will get locked in here. Habitual Fiction still waiting to show a champion. Looking like we could have Zed coming out for their mid lane pick tonight, and indeed Zed will get locked in. Hands things back over to VG Meme Dream Team, where Dylan Francis and Artisan are going to pick up their champions. Artisan hovering over a Yasuo pick here. Yasuo would synergize fairly well with the Janna, but it will get swapped out for a Jarvan 4. Potentially having their jungler picked up here. Dylan Francis, however, will hover over and lock in the Yasuo, while Jarvan 4 gets locked in by Artisan, meaning we now have a little bit of synergy from both the support and the jungler for that potential mid laner. Vel'Koz gets insta-locked here by IUPUI Jaguars. I believe that will be their top lane once again. We'll see how VG Meme Dream Teams responds to the AP top laner. Then again, they've already locked in that Rise, and I believe Rise is actually going to be slightly outranged by a Vel'Koz, so we'll see how they play that one out. Waiting on Jaximus the Great to select his champion, and Tristana will get locked in. Just ZachTOI now to finalize these picks. I believe ZachTOI has been their mid laner traditionally, though Yasuo has been locked in waiting on an ADC to get picked up. Could see these champions getting traded around between these 5 different summoners, or 10 different summoners if you'd like to consider both teams into that mix. Seconds still remaining until ZachTOI has to finalize that champion. He chooses to show up with an Ezreal here. We'll see if that gets locked in. Swapped out for a Corki, but still not locked in, of course. As I say that, though, He opts to lock that in. We now have 60 seconds for them to trade those champions around, as well as finalize their runes masteries and their summoner spells. Looking like indeed the Yasuo and Corki will be traded from those summoners. We will have Dylan Francis as their ADC and Zach POI on Yasuo into this semi-finals matchup. Looking like a Corki Janna bottom lane for VG Meme Dream Team, with Ryze as their top laner, Yasuo in the mid lane, and Jarvan 4 in the jungle. Decent amount of synergy for that Yasuo mid pick. We'll see how many Wombo combos they can pull off tonight. On the blue side, we have a Tristana Braum bottom lane pair. Again, a fairly strong bottom lane pair, though Tristana's early game is a little bit weak. We'll see how she contests, gets to that 10-minute mark, so she can do her best to excel. Looking like Zed will be their mid laner with the Vel'Koz in the top lane, and that does leave Sejuani in the jungle. And of course, with that, the 1 minute period for summoners to finalize their runes masteries and summoner spells has now expired. So we'll have our 3 minutes of spectator delay before we get into load screen and onto the Rift for round 2, the semi-finals of play.
And I'm back. I just finished dinner and put the plates and dishes away, and I will be here, hopefully.
Not a problem. Again, we have the Corki Janna bottom lane going to be facing off against a Tristana Braum bottom lane. Looking forward to see how those guys handle playing that lane out. Looking like a fairly skills matchup. Not seeing any hard counters in this, though of course I'm not all up to date on our current champion counters. The top lane is also going to be a Ryze versus Vel'Koz, which I'm also interested to see how that one plays out. And Zed versus Yasuo, also a skills matchup in the mid lane. Things could end up relying on these junglers tonight, and we have Sejuani versus the Jarvan 4 for these junglers, of course. Again, guys, about 2 minutes of spectator delay remaining here, and it will be into load screen, where we get to see those skins and trims for these two teams, and then onto the Rift, where we get to see exactly how they perform. And guys, heading into round 2 of play here, this is going to be the semi-finals for tonight's Not So Stock Gaming Semi-Pro Tournament. Only 8 teams participating. We've had 3 of our round 1 games conclude, waiting on that 4th round 1 game to get itself finished up. The game between Royal Esports Club and Beauty and the Beast. Just above 1 minute of spectator delay remaining until we are into this semi-finals matchup. Alright, and with that 1 minute mark, I'm going to hand things over to Bio momentarily while I run to refill my water.
Okay, I will try to do my best currently. So those who are just joining, we have about 45 seconds till we get into the game and watch them play. We have Janna Corki bot against Tristana Braum. We have Sejuani versus J4 in the jungle, Vel'Koz versus Ryze top, and Zed versus Yasuo mid. And we will see how these summoners play out.
Just 10 more seconds left of this spectator delay, and we'll be into low screen and onto the Rift, guys. Again, guys, we've had 3 round 1 games conclude so far this evening. We know 1 more match report to trickle in from that last round 1 game for our second semifinals matchup to get itself started. Of course, with 3 round 1 games concluded, we are into a semi-finals matchup here on the stream, seeing Artisan with the triumphant Ryze skin coming out of this. 2 Fnatic skins from their team as well. A Battle Cost of Vel'Koz coming this game, as well as the Bear Cavalry Sejuani and a Buccaneer Tristana.
And not to forget to mention the Dark Force Jarvan 4 and High Noon Yasuo.
Indeed, I believe both teams had 4 skins coming into this matchup, but only one of those summoners lacking a skin on their current champion. We're seeing a pause come out here, though. Indeed, the early game pause. A little bit of a signature for any tournament, seeming like we have a little bit of lag coming out from the purple side. Or not so much lag as their client misbehaving, seeming
And
like...
starting off with the pause.
I know, right? It's almost mandatory for at least one matchup to have a pause throughout a tournament game.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the game has been paused.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to...
A summoner has disconnected.
Seeing
And
Yasuo end up fully
apparently-
disconnect here. Indeed, that's what I was saying. It's pretty much customary to see somebody disconnect at the beginning of a game at least once throughout a tournament. We're going to see that pause timer finally ticking down here. Actually, a fairly quick pause for that team.
And Dark, don't forget to set your champions in the...
Indeed, I think we've gotten the scoreboard reorganized. Braum and Tristana in the bottom lane with Corki Janna as their opponents. Zed versus Yasuo in the mid lane, Vel'Koz and Ryze for the top lane with Sejuani and J4 in the jungles.
And it seems that Janet forgot a trinket.
What an unfortunate start. We may see Janna recalling here. Looking like neither team really wants to be brave enough to set up for an invade at this point.
30 seconds until minions
We actually have
spawn.
all 5 members of the blue side once again, IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side. In their bottom lane around that red buff pit. Looking like a lane swap might once again be affected here with Corki in the top lane from VG Meme Dream Team.
And as Janet backs because she realized she forgot her trinket, and then she will be back momentarily.
Looking like she has indeed picked up that trinket and makes her way back towards the top lane. We will have a lane swap here in this early game. Not quite sure how Ryze is going to handle the start of things here.
And the same can go to Vel'Koz too. But he might have a bit of advantage over his free range skill shot compared to Ryze's pointing clip.
Indeed, but Vel'Koz will not be aware of that lane swap to start off, so he will be starting directly into the top lane. Looking like Ryze will opt to start off with their jungler and actually follow him through both buffs before heading into the bottom lane to contest against the Tristana Braum pairing. Action's going to start out fairly early in the mid lane as the Yasuo and Zed trade back and forth a bit.
And we have Braum and Tristana already getting some early farm in the bottom lane.
Indeed, it seems like Tristana will easily keep up with Corki's farm numbers throughout the early portion of this game. This could be not the greatest choice made by VG Meme Dream Team to leave Tristana alone for so long while she is at her weakest.
And in the mid lane, just Yasuo farming up, getting 1 Q on Zed. Zed coming back with the Shadow Shuriken.
Looking like we have that last round 1 game fun included. Beauty and the B2ST have emerged victorious into that semi-finals matchup. Ryze finally makes his way into the bottom lane here. J4 could be set up for a gank into the bottom lane as well.
And J4 comes into lane, getting a few auto attacks on Braum, and the EQ combo slowing them down even more. And Braum Q. Oop. Tristana turning around after capitalizing on Braum's winner's bite. And Javin will go back to the jungle.
Indeed, not the greatest play by the Ryze J4 combo. Looks like they had an advantage there, but they slowly turned around and retreated, not allowing the Braum and Tristana to land a fair amount of damage back in exchange. Could be action in the top lane as well as Sejuani sets up for a gank here.
Volkan is taking a bit of a harass there. You should be careful.
Indeed, the Q from Janna managed to connect onto Vel'Koz, but a nice Q comes out from the Vel'Koz as well. into the mid lane as Sejuani engages onto Yasuo. J4 also going to counter gank into the middle. We're going to have a 2 versus 2 fight breaking out here.
Oh, and both slashes from both junglers coming out, and the exhaust from Zed.
Yes, both junglers got extremely low there. Almost a little bit surprised that neither mid laner chose to follow up on that. Those mid laners are extremely mobile with great poke potential. Could have easily picked up one of those kills, though choosing to play that a little bit safe at this early point in the game. No first blood has yet come out.
Currently, Zed is low in the mid lane, and Ryze is teleporting back to bottom.
Stone and Braum gets some pressure against that bottom lane outer turret, doing fairly well for their team, despite VG Meme Dream being the team to opt for this lane swap. Vel'Koz also getting huge poke onto the Corki in the top lane, and having chosen to recall here, making way towards the bottom lane, potentially seeing the lane swap be counteracted momentarily.
And we see Yasuo bringing down Zed low enough to back, and that will be free farm for him.
Corki also backing from the top lane will leave Vel'Koz free to farm momentarily. Looking at the CS between the Vel'Koz and the Ryze, they are fairly even, despite the Tristana and Braum pair doing a little bit better than the Corki Janna at this early point in the game.
And now we see Janna going down bot lane to help out Ryze, or just to drop a ward. And we can see the early dragon coming out.
Indeed, it looks like the pro side might set up for an early dragon here. This is a little bit earlier than I would expect most teams to set up for. They're doing it fairly successfully. Braum will attempt to contest this.
Oh, as Braum gets caught out, he gets a bit of damage down while Tristana forces Ryze to back off, and that's an early dragon to VG Meme Dream team.
It's going to be the first successful dragon of the game. Going over to the purple side gives them roughly a 500 gold lead at this point. It's going to be the first advantage coming out for the purple side here, despite blue side doing fairly well as far as their farm numbers have been concerned.
And we see Vel'Koz getting a bit of damage onto that first tier turret in the top lane, while Corki and Janna are back to their respective lane.
Indeed, Corki and Janna swapping into that bottom lane before Ryze went back up to the top lane could cost them a little bit of pressure against that top lane turret. Indeed, seeing it already down to half of its HP. Ryze will make his way back up before it can go down, though. Vel'Koz thinking himself fairly successful. Poke coming up from the Corki Janna pair in the bottom lane. Tristana's going to get a fairly look at an unbreakable wall comes through from the Braum to keep them safe. Gonna see the Braum Tristana pair looking to pick up as much farm here as they can against the Corki Janna pair. And of course, Tristana still up about 10 CS over Corki after the end of that lane swap. Ryze in the top lane all by himself here as Vel'Koz looks to make his way back out to the lane. Ryze slowly catching up as far as farm is concerned. Of course, they have almost no pressure against that bottom or top outer tier turret as far as the VG Meme Dream team is concerned. Their turret, of course, being pressured down to half its HP in the top lane, and I believe a quarter of its HP in the bottom lane as well.
And we see Ryze and Vel'Koz duking it out in the top lane as Vel'Koz gets some more damage onto Ryze. And Ryze will be backing off and taking a health potion.
Indeed, that was a great burst coming through from Vel'Koz in the top lane. Looking like J4 is set up for his red buff here. The fight in the top lane is going to continue, though.
And we see Yasuo keeping up as much pressure on mid against Zed as possible, and Sejuani is coming bot lane to set up for a possible gank. We have the flash coming from Janna and the backward from Corki, and they will be safe for now. A little bit of action happening in the mid lane with Yasuo and Zed duking it out.
Indeed, Sejuani. I don't think Sejuani was spotted out there, but the play from the Braum Tristana was a little bit too aggressive, letting the Corki and Janna know something was off there, and they backed off of that gank just in time to maintain their lives.
And now we see Vel'Koz putting pressure on Rise in the top lane as the turret is now less than half HP.
Sejuani potentially coming in for a gank into the mid lane. Rise, sorry, Yasuo, I believe, spotting her out there, though. As she walks into range of that Vision Ward.
And we see Vel'Koz getting some more damage on the turret while Sejuani comes in for a gank on Yasuo. And we see Rise backing, and that will be giving up the first turret of the game to IUP Jaguar.
J4 looks to be trying to make his way into range, but it will not be in time to keep that turret alive. That will indeed be the first turret of the game going down to IUPUI Jaguars in the top lane. A great play by their Vel'Koz so far. Indeed, seeing Vel'Koz roughly a 15 farm advantage over Rise in the top lane. And then mid lane, however, Yasuo has an advantage over the Zed.
And we see Zed using his ult to juke out Yasuo for a bit, and that is both ults and Jarvan getting first blood onto the Vel'Koz after canceling his teleport with the EQ ult combo.
Indeed, first blood finally comes out here just past the 10-minute marks here. Both teams not wanting to give that up, but Vel'Koz will go down.
And we can see J4 and Rise capitalizing on Vel'Koz's deaths to push out top lane and maybe grab the turret to try and balance out the gold lead.
Yeah, it would be extremely well played if they could pick up the turret from that play. After losing that first tier top lane turret, they can exchange onto this top lane turret. It would be a great play for them. Vel'Koz roughly 15 seconds till she gets there, but Sejuani is going to get in range soon.
And Sejuani going on to Rise, but it will be of no use as they both get the turret, and we can see Rise and J4 slowly backing away from it as Vel'Koz gets some more damage on to Jarvan. We still see Vel'Koz going in, and Jarvan goes back in. And now Jarvan is slowly backing up, and we see Sejuani still lurking around the top side.
Yeah, Sejuani looking to potentially come back into this fight. She will come back into the fight.
And there will be a flash out.
Though. Oh, a bit of a misplay there by that Sejuani. Still a great play though, exerting additional pressure onto the red team.
And currently Yasuo against Zed in the mid lane, and both slashes coming out. Yasuo barely lives, and so does Zed, taking the third shots. And Jarvan will be dead from the top lane, and both Rise.
After calling Sejuani on a misplay there, to see her go back in with the Vel'Koz, I'll pick up the double kill there. Quite impressive, giving them the kill lead in that fight. And not a problem, you were covering the action. I was just looking for an additional comment. No problem.
And Braum and Tristana taking out wards on the enemy team, and they will be clearing out.
Indeed, vision control can be considered an objective at this tier of play, seeing Braum and Tristana clear out that vision ward around the Dragon Pit, and Dragon now being back onto the map. We could potentially see Blue Team setting up for their first Dragon of the game, evening out the Dragon score there as well if they succeed.
And they are well aware of Jarvan's presence near Dragon, but Jarvan does not get a sweeper on the ward. We can potentially see both teams trying to set up for the Dragon, while Rise is able to free farm top and charge up his tier.
Nice poke coming out from Corki into the bottom mid. Teleport, I think, coming through? No, that's going to be a scrying orb coming out into the river. Indeed, we're seeing Tristana pick up the first scrying orb, probably getting some action into the bottom lane here, though.
It seems to be a 4v3 teamfight, and we can see Tristana going down, and as red team chases blue team out of the bottom turret, you can see Sejuani coming in from the side with the 3-man ult, and it seems to be turning around.
Nice,
you can see Rise going onto the ground, and Rise gets the kill. Vel'Koz firing back with his ult, managed to get the J4, and Corki gets him. And we can see Zed coming out from behind.
That's going to be a 3-for-1 trade in favor of VG Meme Dream Team, now up 1 kill over their opponent, so they are up about 2,000 gold, seeing Yasuo take down that first tier mid lane turret, making their second turret of the game. A 2-to-1 turret score also in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. Again, guys, this is a semi-finalist match for NotSoSlot Gaming's semi-pro bracket tournament. This is round 2 of play.
And we can see Jan and Rise spawning out of Vision Ward as Zed and Braum can force Yasuo out of the mid lane. And we can see Red Team setting up the Dragon as they are taking it now.
This could be their second Dragon of the game. If they succeed, they've cleared out Vision from the opposition. Dragon down to half of his HP.
We can see Sejuani coming back in there, and there's the 44 team as Zed ults onto Corki, gets him down to a bit of health as Zed backs out, and we see Yasuo join the fight. That is currently 152. You can see Yasuo getting an ult on the Tristana and Sejuani, and that will be a 3-for-1 exchange.
Sejuani somehow got out of that with her life, just a sliver of HP remaining. And a small note from that fight, Braum actually managed to pick up the Dragon, evening out the Dragon score at 1-1 for both of these teams. So a great play by IUPUI Jaguars support.
You can see Yasuo trying up his third Q as Sejuani shows up. Will Yasuo be able to get away? And nope, Yasuo will be taken up by the Zed. He was out a bad position anyways. He probably would have had better chances going after the Vel'Koz.
Knowing he was in trouble there, he chose to dive that mid lane turret. Not quite sure if he thought he could pick up a kill or get himself executed, but there were actually some more summoners coming up from behind the turret to help finish him off.
And we can see IUPI pushing down the first tier mid turret as Jarvan comes, and then followed up by Jan and Corki to protect it. You can see Tristana taking red.
If IUPUI can take down this mid lane outer turret, they would even out the turret score, get themselves a little bit closer to even in gold score as well here. Seeing them succeed with that, they are now down to only 2,000 gold under VG Meme Dream Team. They have evened out the Dragon score and the turret score. They're down by 2 kills at this point. However, looking at the farm numbers, things are fairly even. So Yasuo has a 30 farm lead in the mid lane currently.
We can see Vel'Koz potentially getting some free damage on Yasuo as Zed ults on Yasuo. And that will be Yasuo going down by the Zed, and we can see Sejuani, Vel'Koz, and Zed going onto the J4, and the J4 fails his EQ, giving a double kill to Zed. And they might capitalize on that and push mid more.
That was a great play by IUPUI Jaguars. They've now evened out the kill score as well, seeing them sit down only 700 gold at this point in the game.
We can now see Corki heading up back to the mid lane. He will have to make a pretty wise move coming through there as he is spied out by a ward placed down by Braum. And he will slowly make his way to the mid, and here he is. Seems to be a bit of disengage, followed up by the Braum and Vel'Koz. And they're coming out from Braum, Vel'Koz coming out from both sides of the team. As chaos ensues, we can see Corki shut down Yasuo. We can see him get a double kill as Yasuo gets a kill on Braum. And we can maybe see, ooh no, 2 flashes. Yasuo continues to chase Vel'Koz. And we can only see what will happen. And Vel'Koz will get away from a good Q. And now we can see, I just forgot the team name, we can see Red Team.
VG Meme Dream Team on the purple side. No problem.
We can see Red Team getting a kill on Vel'Koz from Yasuo and them getting the inner tier turret. And we can see Jarvan following up with Yasuo and Rise to get that second tier top turret.
Indeed, that was a very strong play coming out from VG Meme Dream Team on the pro side. They managed to pick up a number of kills there, as well as 2 inner turrets. Taking a look at the map, all bottom lane turrets are still there, though Corki and Janna have come into the bottom lane now, looking to make that a difference.
We can see Sejuani chasing away Rise, but will Jarvan be spied out? They seem to be starting Baron right now.
We could indeed see an 18.5 minute Baron. This is ridiculously early for a Baron play. Yasuo is in range to contest, though 5 members of Blue Team have engaged onto it.
We can see Jarvan trying to speed his way into it as Baron hits down to half HP. Yasuo is currently in position, Rise is teleporting in. They are still focusing onto the Baron. That is an EQ from Jarvan. Yasuo gets an ult on the Braum. And currently, Red Team and Yasuo gets killed by Baron, and the kill goes to Vel'Koz. And they seem to be backing off.
J4 chooses to go back in though. cost him his life.
We see two ults, and ult onto Rise he will live, and we see it being a 2-for-2 exchange, but we see Janna being caught out. Nope. And it will be a 2-for-2 exchange for that Baron contest.
Indeed, a bit of a throw around the Baron pit, but it only went 2-for-2, so not a huge problem for the blue side. It did, unfortunately, not hand them over the Baron buff they were looking for at this early point in the game. Of course, for those of you who are not aware, Baron is one of those highly contested objectives, one of the places where we see the most throws occurring in a game. The timing we're setting up for that Baron play is extremely important.
And we can see Red Team holding up a 4-kill lead and a roughly 5,000 gold lead and 3 turrets ahead. And we can see Sejuani recalling as Tristana gets some more farm to rank up into that late game.
Ryze and Vel'Koz both opting to recall from the mid lanes here. Looking like Zed is headed into the top lane to relieve a little bit of pressure as minion waves get to the midpoint of that lane.
And we can see Yasuo pushing down a bit on mid as Janna spots out a Vision Ward and I mean a Sight Ward, sorry, and we can see Braum taking out a Vision Ward from the bush near Baron. And that will be the third dragon going to VG Team.
Indeed, that's now a 2-for-1 dragon score in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. Third dragon they've set up for. Third dragon has been taken down, though the second one was stolen away by the blue side's Braum player.
I apologize for that. I did not notice that when it did happen, and I seem to have forgotten. We
Not
can
a problem.
see
It was the third dragon.
Yep, and we can see Braum giving Vel'Koz blue as everybody, as Sejuani gives just... Nope, Sejuani takes the red.
That may have been a bit of a misplay by the Sejuani, not quite sure. I mean, it appeared that she was intending to hand it over to Tristana, but it did end up on the Sejuani player. Could be unfortunate for the blue side.
I can still see it being somewhat equal, although it will be a bit better on the Tristana because getting the free range, and we can see Yasuo getting a third Q on Braum, but will not capitalize on that as it would not be a very good choice. And we can see Janna recalling, Braum recalling too. You can see Zed roaming around the jungle. And Ryze stops Braum for recalling a bit of BM, or it could have been a setup for Yasuo, but Vel'Koz was there to say no to that. You can see both teams somewhat around the mid lane. Tristana backing, so we see IUPUI stopping farm push from mid, and everybody will just be doing their own thing currently. Ryze getting a bit of farm on the top lane. Janna spotting out a ward.
Seeing a little bit of a lull in the action, though we have 4 members from both teams into the mid lane. Ryze and Sejuani both in the top, and the Ryze appears to be making his way back towards the mid lane here as well, or potentially setting up for some golems to go and increase his gold score. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, roughly a 6,000 gold lead in favor of VG Meme Dream Team. They're sitting at 5 turrets to 2 and 13 kills to 9 over IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side. Looking down the farm numbers on the scoreboard, Vel'Koz managed to outfarm Ryze by only 6 CS so far. J4 with a slightly better clear lead than the Sejuani, though not as impressive a KDA for him in the mid lane. Yasuo has roughly a 30 farm advantage over the Zed, and they are fairly even as far as KDA is concerned. There's some action
And
here
you can see
breaking
Kevin going down to the Braum, and Braum will use his ult to disengage, but he will be going down by the Corki. That is unfortunate. And with that, we may see a possible Baron for VG Meme Dream Team. As they start to set up, Tristan will pop him out with the scrying noise.
Only 15
And we
seconds
can
till
see-
Braum comes back onto the map here. This might not be the greatest time for them to set up for Baron.
Oh, we can see Yasuo and Zarn getting an ult on Vel'Koz, immediately killing him. We can see Ryze and Corki going out to the Zed as Zed flashes away. And we see Baron go down to VG Meme Dream Team.
With the Vel'Koz pick, that will be more or less an uncontested Baron. Apparently they knew what they were doing setting up for that one.
And now that's a 6-kill lead to VG Meme Dream Team, and that will also be a roughly 9,000 gold lead too. Can see Corki backing to get some more items. Yes, we'll starting to recall from top, and we can see everybody backing to get their items and stuff as IUPUI starts to push out mid and then increase their gold score and whatever means they can.
Indeed, seeing IUPUI Jaguar sit down about 9,000 gold here under VG Meme Dream. They're going to need to do everything they can to get themselves a lead. With VG Meme Dream Team now empowered by Baron as well, looking for a strong defense to be mounted by the blue side. Keep all of these turrets that are on the map still on the map, get themselves back into this game and make a couple of picks if VG Meme Team potentially overextends, being a little bit overzealous with their Baron buff.
We can see Yasuo and Corki spying out Sigilin, but choose to not do anything about it as they will both try and share the bottom and bot. We can see Zed we're going from the top currently as Yasuo and Corki seem to be threatening to push on the inner tier bot turret. We can see Jarvan and Janet clearing out wards, denying them vision. Braum will put another one down. Oh, we can see Sejuani going on to Janet, but immediately disengaging from that as Vel'Koz shows up for the fight. We can also see Zed showing up too.
Braum succeeds at clearing out that vision ward from the bottom lane bush. Not quite sure I was going to give them a huge advantage there, but a little bit of gold over onto the Braum.
We can see Ryze slowly making his way to it, through the bottom lane to threaten a team fight. As minions from the mid-tier turret going on, you can see a flash from the Dragon and an ult. We can see the actual ulting onto Zed, but not getting it, and will go down thanks to the Vel'Koz ult. You can see them pushing on. That will be a go to the Dragon.
VG Meme Dream Team goes full ham there. They do lose their Yasuo and their J4, but they pick up 4 members of IUPUI Jaguars. They are not going to be able to finish off that bottom lane inner turret, though. They will rotate into the mid lane here. They have a little bit of minion pressure. Looking for that first inhibitor turret of the game, potentially.
We can see Sejuani warding just to be careful. Maybe, nope, that will be the inner tier turret for bot lane going to VG Meme Dream Team, which will now have 4 turrets ahead.
Indeed, looking at that 6-2 turret score. No inner or outer turrets remaining on the map for IUPUI Jaguars.
We can see Yasuo going up to the top lane to deny the minions from getting any more further damage, as we can see Corki, Janet, and Ryze coming back onto the 4th Dragon, but they will immediately say no to that as Sejuani storms in. Oh, they still linger around. You can see Zed showing up. Braum denying any damage onto it, and that would be a dragon to IUPUI. But Corki gets a kill on Braum, Corki gets a double kill for Tristana. We can see Jarvan getting a kill on the Zed as Sejuani tries to escape. Corki will follow with the Valkyrie over the wall. We can see him slowly bringing her down to no HP. And that is dead Sejuani. You can see Vel'Koz trying to escape.
This could be an ace, that will be an ace.
That will be the ace and maybe a game. We can see a failed surrender vote for blue team. And we can see them taking out the first inhibitor and inhibitor.
And this could be a successful inhibitor as well as that inhibitor turret. Barometer's not to have respawn on that. Zed coming back up momentarily here.
You can maybe see the second inhibitor turret down, and maybe the second inhibitor. You can see Janet ulting to hear everybody up, but sadly Ryze was not in there for it, and he will be taken up by the Zed. Oh, we can see Janet going down. Tristana trying to follow up.
2 inhib turrets and that inhibitor, though. I think Purple Team is saying worth after that fight. mean, they lost 2 of their summoners, but they accomplished huge objectives with that push. Still a great play by their team after acing their opponents. Zero getting chased down by the Sejuani, but a nicely timed Q to take her off of her advancement.
Can see Baron coming up in a minute 30 seconds. Tristana trying to catch out anybody on with her scrying orb, trying to get some vision. We can see Tristana recovering right now as Yasuo gets some more farm on the top lane. You can see that Vel'Koz and Braum trying to slowly veer the minion wave away from it. You can see Yasuo recalling to finish his port.
Somebody mentioning that they can't wait to see the finals in Twitch chat. Speaking of the finals, gonna get that bracket posted back into Twitch chat for you guys. See where we're currently at in tonight's event. Once again, the matchup on the stream here is a semi-finals matchup. The teams are IUPUI Jaguars on the blue side, and they're facing off against a VG Meme Dream team on the purple side. Currently seeing a fairly distinct advantage for VG Meme Dream Team. They're up 8 turrets to 2, 24 kills to 13, and have roughly a 14,000 gold advantage. I apologize, my math not that great. That looks more like a 13,000 gold advantage to me. Meme Dream Team looking as ever to plays into the bottom and potentially pick off this bottom lane inhibitor.
You can see Braum taking a few hits from the Janna and Corki and Yasuo. We can see Ryze pushing mid, and that will potentially back them off of their bottom inhib. And we can see Baron's flying in 3 seconds. Sejuani going in on the dragon to slow him away. And we can see Ryze coming from around, getting some early damage on his dead as Red gets the lead after going on through the Yasuo and KS. You can see Jarvan escaping from his own ultimate. Corki will get killed on Braum. Vel'Koz coming out with an ult to kill Yasuo. Then we'll ult to shield whoever's in range. Tristan will go down, and we can see Sejuani getting away, and that will be the game, folks. And
indeed, with 20 seconds remaining, so any of those summoners come back up aside from Sejuani, I think this will indeed be the game in favor of VG Meme Dream Team, moving themselves on into the finals tonight. Though, of course, IUPUI Jaguars still get one more game to play in that bronze match, where they're competing for the third and fourth place titles. Of course, that is also the first semifinals matchup to conclude, though I do have a member of UIC on my friends list. UIC is playing on the purple side against Beauty and the B2ST in that other semifinals match, so we can get ourselves into that game momentarily. Bio, if you would like, once I get myself into that game, you can actually spectate me to join us.
Okay, I will.
Alright, I'm heading into low screen here. Not quite sure when you'll see me turn yellow and be able to hit that button, either once I get into low screen, which I am now, or once I get onto the Rift. Not quite sure exactly when Riot allows you to respectate.
Yeah, I'm actually spectating right now. I'm in the load screen, and I can see a few trims, actually all trims except for Silver Oriana and
Seeing that untrimmed Lee Sin here, 2 gold trims, seeing a total of 5 diamond trims with a platinum and 2 gold as well there. Finally coming in onto the Rift here, seeing a 24,000 to 21,000 gold in favor of the purple team. Once again, guys, it is UIC on the purple side, facing off against Beauty and the B2ST on the blue side. Tristana will go down in the mid lane here. Taking a look over at LolNexus here. Oops, sorry. Take a look over at LolNexus here. We see an all-diamond team on the purple side with 2 diamond, 2 summoners, 2 diamond, 5 summoners, and a diamond 3 right in the middle. Gonna be some action in the bottom lane here. They're looking at Caitlyn will go down.
Ooh, Caitlyn will go down to the Lee Sin, but Jarvan will come in and not get the avenged kill on Lee.
I thought Lee Sin was done for in that fight, but looking like Nami and Syndra managed to scare off the J4 and Janna pairing that came in to contest.
And don't forget to reorganize the scoreboard.
yes, coming in late, something I quite frequently forget to do. Looking like we have a Janna Caitlyn bottom lane pair on the purple side. Once again, guys, UIC on the purple team. Orianna in the mid lane with Ryze as their top laner and J4 in the jungle. For the blue side, we have a Tristana Nami bottom lane pair. I believe we have Gnar in the top lane with Syndra as their mid laner, and Lee Sin finalizing things as their jungler. Once again, guys, it is teams Beauty and the B2ST on the blue side facing off against UIC on the purple side. Going to see the third turret of the game going down there. The fourth turret as well, rounding that out to a 2-2 kill score between these two teams. Roughly a 3-kill lead in favor of UIC at this time. They have roughly a 3,000 gold advantage. Not sure how many dragons have gone down quite yet. The dragon is not on the map, meaning at least one has been removed from play. I'm going to suggest it may have gone over in favor of UIC.
We can potentially see red team setting up for Dragon as Orianna will get stunned, but will do her best to shield damage. Shield damage coming from that, and Janna will get a shield from it. The shield damage is on both sides. You can see Nara getting down some early poke as Lee starts taking out vision around their side of Baron. I mean Dragon, excuse me. You can see both teams trying to set for Janet. Saying I am messing up currently. You can see Nara going in, potentially getting a double kill. We will get the double kill, and they will chase onto Janna.
Indeed, seeing a 3-for-1 trade there in favor of the blue side. Once again, guys, the blue team is Beauty and the Beast. UIC on the purple side, seeing Beauty and the Beast set up for a dragon here. Only down 700 gold after those plays, looking at 3 kills for 1 and a dragon for their team, looking to come back into this game as we approach the 20-minute mark.
Okay. You can see Dragon and Ryze roaming around the jungle to see that raids have been taken away by Lee Sin. And we can see Caitlyn's being a bump on a log. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not see anything. Caitlyn taking away a bit of farm from Potter and her taking the Wraith. I mean, not Wraith, the White. You can see Tristana taking some golems. And we can see Orianna pushing mid too.
Orianna forced the flash out of Syndra in that mid lane before she got there, though Syndra's going to re-engage onto Orianna here.
And now you can see Nami trying to heal Syndra up a bit. Can see Ryze potentially find the Nard, taking some early damage on it. He seems to be trying that, but not very good. Tries to disengage, but Nard will follow with the flash, miss Q. Ryze will get knocked into the wall, gets done, and that will be it for Ryze.
Rune Prison not quite enough to save his life. Ryze does go down there. Great play by the Gnar, evening out the kill score, seeing an even gold score as well as we reach the 20-minute mark here in this semi-finals matchup between UIC on the blue side and Beauty and the Beast on the blue side.
And we can see Syndra going down to 4 members of UIC, almost getting the Orianna kill, just barely 200 HP, and Ryze just respawned. You can see Gnar pushing out the inner top tier turret as the other members of UIC following up to catch him out maybe.
Indeed, Gnar making a great choice to fall off of that advancement there. Would have been a 4 versus 1 situation should he have stayed.
We can see Lee taking out some vision around Dragon. We can see Gnar finally taking out that ward that was there for a bit.
Indeed, getting a little bit of vision control in the top lane there for the Gnar. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, we're actually seeing a 3-2 turret score in favor of the blue side. Once again, guys, the blue side is Beauty and the Beast, though the kill score is currently 14-13 in favor of the purple side, that being in favor of UIC. Rise catches out Gnar in the top lane.
Will Gnar go back onto him? Nope, he will be getting some even damage onto it, but will not transform into Mega Gnar. Will be given to Rise. You can see Tristana going onto the Caitlyn, but getting completely denied with the Janet Q to stop her mid jump and ult to knock her back as Caitlyn gets the fadeaway Q. Now she will be taking the wipe.
Not quite sure if Tristana was aware of the Janet coming in from just behind Caitlyn there. A little bit of a misplay from the blue team. Looking at a 16-13 skill score now in favor of UIC.
We can now see a bit of nothing happening currently. Everybody doing their own thing. Janna walking over a couple wards, while getting some wards on around Dragon. And Tsunami taking out the ward that Janna just placed.
Need a nicely used sweeper there by the Nami.
Janna taking out some... I mean, not Janna, excuse me, Syndra taking out some raids, and we can see some action revolving around Dragon side. Janna using a sweeper to take out a ward.
Indeed, seeing two sweepers used right there, one in the mid lane bush, one just behind the Dragon Pit by the purple team. Leeson also using a sweeper in that same bush. Both teams looking for advantages in vision control here.
We can see Rise and Gnar both in the top lane. Meanwhile, Beauty in the B2ST is pushing. We can see Gnar slowly backing. And we can see some pressure being applied by UIC to pushing Beauty in the B2ST back.
So we're coming out in the middle of the mid lane. They're taking down a sight ward from the blue team. Bit of an interesting placement for the sight wards from both these teams in directly into the mid portion of the
You
mid
see
lane.
Tristana taking out Caitlyn, and that will be a flash away from Caitlyn, and Tristana will get some free farm. It'll come from Caitlyn to maybe get some damage back, but that will not be enough to coerce. Oh, we can see Jarvan and Janna following up on the Tristana. Tristana getting the knockback. Oh, flash out Jarvan's Cataclysm. We can see him coming around that way. Janna trying to take out any vision that is currently in there, and we can see Tristana backing.
We see Lysine actually opt to hand both golems over to the Tristana there. I think he's trying to get a little bit of a farm advantage as much as possible. The Lysine sitting at 4-2-5 for his team has been doing fairly well, both taking a couple of kills and handing them over to his carries.
We can see Gnar and Rise still rolling about in the top lane, and as we can see Gnar going on to Rise for a bit. And that will, Rise will potentially go back in as Janna and Caitlyn come up. Gnar will try to fight Caitlyn, but to no avail. We can see Dragon being potentially contested. Dragon is being contested currently as Orianna gets a two-man ult. We can see Nami not living from the Ignite, but Lysine will get the Dragon as the members of UIC chased out Beauty and the B2S. Syndra getting a good... I'm forgetting the name yet. Scatter of the Weak. Syndra just got a good Scatter of the Weak to scatter them away from her. You can see Jarvan following up with a potential flash EQ. Caitlyn ult just barely missing Syndra as Tristana will block it, not granting Caitlyn the kill. And we can see Gnar showing up as Rise and Jarvan take out some vision. Caitlyn getting some farm, potentially pushing out the second tier bottom in.
There was a little bit of counter jungling going on there, as well as Jarvan 4 picks up the blue side red buff for himself. Sting Sweepers also be utilized here, but no sight wards on the map. Dragon, having also just been taken, is not currently available, being about 25 minutes into play here. One of these teams could potentially be setting up for a Baron play fairly shortly. Looking at the scores, we are seeing a slight advantage for the purple side. Once again, UIC on the purple side facing off against Beauty and the Beast on the blue team. A 3-2 turret score in favor of Beauty and the Beast. They are, however, down by 5 kills with an 18-13 kill score in favor of UIC. Again, roughly a 2,000 gold advantage for UIC at this point in the game.
Okay, sorry about that. We can see plenty of sweepers being used by the red team as Jaina will spot out all ward in the top side river bush. See more ward, Nami placing down ward to replace that, as Dragon will take a hit on it. We will see Caitlyn get the kill on the Syndra from the Orianna, getting a good flash Q ult. And since that happened, they will be thinking about pushing on the second tier mid turret.
Looking at a 5-man siege into the mid lane here indeed for UIC. We're actually taking a double turret hit there as minions come into range.
And that will be the turret going down, and that will be a 3 and even turret lead as Jaina is getting chased by Nara and Lee Sin. You can see Orianna kiting them back to maybe influence them. Oh, we can see Lee Sin getting the ward jump into the ult, which will give the kill to Tristana. You can see Jaina now getting killed by Tristana, giving Tristana the double kill.
I thought that might have been a little bit of a Lee syndrome as he followed that Q, but an amazing play there by the blue team results.
Oh, now we can see Nara getting, you can now see fight having in the mid turret. You can see Nara getting Richard Stein getting another double kill. Resets sprint her to jump in and out of the turret. And you can see Rise back off even with full HP as it would have been a 5v1. We can now see Beauty and the Beast pushing onto the inhibitor turret.
It's going to be a successful inhibitor turret for Beauty and the Beast, and this inhibitor will go down as well, despite Lee Sin entering that fight a little bit late there. Not quite sure why he AFK'd while 4 members of his team advanced onto that inhibitor turret.
It was still guaranteed though, but who knows why he did it. We can see the members of UIC trying to chase the members of Beauty and the Beast, but they will gladly leave. You can see some sweepers getting placed down into Dragon Bush.
Bit of a frivolous use of their sweepers as 2 get popped into the pixel bush.
Syndra standing on top of a ward as she takes out the white and will take out the vision. And the ward bush excuse that bit of summer, and we can see UIC possibly taking out Baron. The members of Beauty and the Beast will spot them out, but will they try to contest it?
Looking like this will go down uncontested. Lee Sin not able to get in range in time. A successful Baron there for UIC.
That will give them a 300 gold lead, and they still hold a 2-kill lead, but it's a 300 gold lead.
Indeed,
and
looking
we
at
can
that
see them
scoreboard.
back.
That's right, indeed, looking at that scoreboard, an extremely close game so far. UIC is up 2 kills, but they are down by 2 turrets. After that Baron, they only have a 200-300 gold lead over Team Beauty and the Beast. Once again, guys, Beauty and the Beast on the blue side this evening, with UIC on the purple side.
We can see Dragon spawning in 50 seconds. We will see Nami potentially, she getting some vision, and she will drop a vision ward into the bush there. You can see the now empowered UIC team pushing out mid a bit.
Indeed, with Super Minion spawning against them in the mid lane, any plays they're going to be making will pretty much need to be made in the mid lane or after they've relieved all pressure from that mid lane to ensure they don't take any kind of pressure onto those 2 Nexus turrets while their inhibitor is waiting to respawn. Also, taking a look at the map here, we're seeing a total of 5 vision wards placed out throughout their side of the jungle by Team UIC, seeing around 3 vision wards placed down by Team
Blue
Beauty
side
and the
team.
Beast as well. All of those being on their side of the map or in the river.
Oh, and the ward has just been spotted out. And that will maybe be Dragon.
Dragon back
As
on the
two
map
members
here.
of Beauty and the Beast. Oop. Double wards getting placed down. FH pull the Dragon out. Lucian follows up and successfully steals the Dragon, but will cost him his life. Nar follows up. Not getting a good bubble, but Nar will go down, granting Caitlyn the double kill. Ult from Jarvan and Nar being used. That will give them roughly a 600k gold lead and now a 4 kill lead onto members of UIC. And Janet taking out some vision there. Caitlyn now following up with the members of UIC to potentially siege this inhibitor turret as Caitlyn fires out an ult and it will hit Tristana for quite a bit. Nar coming up in 4 seconds as
It's going to be a
Jarvan
huge ultimate there
will-
from the Orianna.
And Jarvan getting the EQ to stop Tristana from jumping away, and that was a very good play. This may potentially be game as Lucian will get a 5-man kick, but to no avail, he still goes down to the Caitlyn, and Jarvan still even turret hits.
First Nexus turret will go down there. Also comes out from the Nami though. Seeing a second turret down to half of the G. Second turret going down. Just the Nexus now remaining here for
And
Team
that
Beauty and the
will
Beast.
be the 8th, and that will be game to members of UIC.
Indeed, UIC emerges victorious from the semi-finals game. Says the game has ended without results, but UIC has won that one without question. Meaning our finals matchup here will be between UIC and Team VG Meme Dream Team, while the bronze match occurs simultaneously, being IU PUI Jaguars facing off against Beauty and the Beast. Again, just getting an invite into this game, reminding them to send an invite out to a biotest subject. I can't spell. There we go.
It's not really much of spelling, it's just that since I left the T out, it's like subject.
You should be getting that invite momentarily. Looking like we have 9 summoners currently into this lobby.
Oh,
Looking
there it
at 2 all diamond teams so far. See who that how that 5th summoner ranks in for both teams. I guess one of those summoners actually in the spectator zone currently, getting us into the game. 5th summoner for the blue team here. Once again, guys, the blue side is VG Meme Dream Team. Team we've caught, I believe, all the way from round 1 for our mainstream events. Though for both rounds, we've had to stream in 2 games, as we had a slight delay in round 1 heading into round 2, and then a slight delay in the semi-finals, waiting for the finals to get started as well. And we do now have all 10 summoners in this lobby, all 10 of them currently ranked diamond in the solo queue. We're going to be into champion selection here again. It is VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, and UIC on the purple side. This is the finals matchup for Not So Star Gaming Semi-Pro Tournament.
An immediate Orianna ban, and I'm sorry for interrupting, followed by Zed and now a Rise ban. We will potentially see, use the same websites, we will maybe see a either top or mid pick ban.
Indeed, with Zed and Orianna being banned out, as well as Rise looking for another top or mid ban, or potentially those bottom lane bans coming through. Nobody wanting to have those top tier ADCs come out, and there we have a Lucian banned out. We'll see if Tristana can make it into this game. Once again, guys, this is our finals matchup for Not So Star Gaming Tournament. We have VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side and UIC on the purple team. Waiting on
This
the third
ban
ban here.
I'm sorry for that. This ban pick taking quite a bit longer than usual. Will there be a ban? And it will be Zillion. That was probably a panic pick. Who knows?
I think VG Meme Dream Team may have been opting to ban out some of the top tier mid laners there. Rise, more of a top laner in the current meta, though still a potential mid lane pick. We'll see if there's going to be another targeted ban coming out from the pro side. Indeed, it will be a Jace ban. I think we've seen VG Main Dream Team play Jace through at least one of the first 2 rounds of play. Also, Gnar being insta-locked by Alabamity.
Followed up by Lee Sin being insta-locked, and we have Grooge picking up the Thresh. Fossil and Dillian now taking their picks. Excuse me, Dylan. Fossil will pick the Braum pick, or will hover over the Braum pick as Dylan is still making his choice. And Dylan will insta-lock the Jarvan as Fossil will lock in the Braum. Irelia being hovered over here, that sounds like a very good top pick by Ethos. And it will be locked in. Scooby now waiting to make his pick. Currently 40 seconds to make his pick, and we will see. And will it be the Vayne? Hovering over Vayne currently.
Indeed, looking to see if this Vayne will get locked in here. Only Lucian banned out for ADCs. Not quite sure how Vayne and Lucian compare. Gonna head over to a LoL counter site, see if we can see exactly if that Lucian ban was banned out just for the Vayne pick.
As we approach 10 seconds, Vayne may be the champion pick for Scooby. And yes, as it has been locked in, we can now see Arzan and Zachary Hawaii picking. You can see Zachary Hawaii insta-locking the Yasuo as Arzan will pick up the Corki. That will potentially give Vayne a bit of her hard time during the early game, but it may be a lane swap, we might not know. And Olivia being hovered over by MN13. Oh, Heimerdinger. Oh, Victor gang hovered over. I myself am a bit of a Victor fan, but I kind of liked him before the rework.
Taking a look over at ChampionSelect.net here, apparently Lucian is actually not a Vayne counter. It says that Vayne is actually strong against Lucian, Vayne being the #1 counter for the Lucian. Not quite sure what they were thinking with those bans.
But then again, we would never know unless we were actually playing with them. But I kind of see Lucian and Vayne being Lucian probably have a small edge over Vayne, but potentially not anymore. As we can see, Sarah is finally being picked, but I can see Lucian being a bit of an early game advantage over Vayne. But potentially not anymore as his dash is no longer free. We can
Indeed, that recent rework for the Lucian could change around his play a fair amount. Also, interesting to note that Zach T. Hawaii has chosen to lock in Yasuo once again. We saw him play Yasuo in the finals matchup yesterday. I've also seen him play Yasuo, I believe, in the semi-finals matchup tonight, and there's a huge amount of synergy from his team to wombo combo with the ultimate from that mid laner. Again, guys, taking a look at these team rosters, we have a Corki Braum bottom lane pair for the blue side. Again, VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side heading into this finals matchup for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro bracket tournament. Yasuo will be the mid laner. Again, for VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side with Gnar as their top laner and a J4 in the jungle. Again, a huge amount of synergy for the Yasuo. Looking for a bit of an all-in comp as well as some picks from that team potentially. Of course, they could be able to split push as well with that composition. Gnar, Yasuo, and J4 all being able to do a huge amount of damage to a turret as needed. On the purple side for our finals matchup again is going to be UIC. On the purple side we have a Vayne Thresh bottom lane pair. Vayne not quite as popular we've seen, but still a very strong ADC pick, and Thresh one of those game-changing champions if played correctly. Looking forward to see the bottom lane matchup between the Vayne Thresh and Corki Braum pair. Of course, that leaves Sarath in the mid lane. Further aside, once again, UIC on the purple team, seeing Sarath opt for a Ghost over Ignite is a interesting choice, also not giving him heal either with the Ghost Flash Summoner spells. We'll see how he puts the additional range coverage he can get in there to his advantage. We also have Irelia in their top lane, and Lee Sin rounding things out from the jungle. Also, we've gone through that 1 minute period where summoners are able to finalize their runes masteries and summoner spells, as well as trade around their champions. And we have roughly 2 minutes of spectator remaining here until we can get into the load screen and onto the Rift for our finals match here this evening for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro tournament.
And if you need to do anything like go to the bathroom, get something to drink, maybe grab a little snack, you can do that now.
That is a good point. Need to refill this water. I will be right back, folks.
Two seconds in, and we will be going into the load screen, and I will be silently waiting for Dark to show up so I can strike a conversation with him. Going into load screen, we will see all the skins and trims currently. It will be, if memory serves me right, it will be UIP UI on blue team and UIC on the purple team. We can see the same skins coming from last time. Yes, we're not having a trim. We can see two silver trims, four diamond trims, and two platinum trims with a gold trim on the Corki. We can now be loading into the Summoner's Rift currently. Everybody buying their trinkets and such. We can see both teams making their way onto the rift as they both come out of their base, and currently UIPUI Jaguars will be rotating around their blue buff, as both teams will be doing that. Actually, we can see blue team invading the excuse me for that. You can see blue team sitting just outside of the red team's red, as they will both do the same.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
A little longer than intended there, but I am now back. Looking like we don't have an invade going on here, though purple side could have... Ooh, is just returning from an invade, actually.
We can see Aurelio. Is Aurelio going toward the red? That will be a very disastrous decision if done incorrectly.
Minions
Seeing
have
two
spawned.
recalls affected there from the blue side coming back onto their half of the map. Not going to see a lane swap this game, though I think we've seen lane swaps for both the first and second round of play from VG Meme Dream Team. Looking to start out in the bottom lane for this matchup with their ADC and support pair. And we are seeing an invade from the red team here. Lee Sin, Vayne, and Thresh waiting around the blue team red buff. Braum potentially looking to come in. Has dropped a ward. Will maintain vision on this. Gets a nice poke onto the Thresh.
And we can see an invade coming from the Jarvan and Gnar onto their red buff respectively. Yasuo getting a bit of early damage onto the Zera. And we can see Irelia getting some early farm on XP. Jarvan still counter jungling Lee Sin by going for his rapes. Can see Zera is already down to about half health. And we can see Lee Sin coming for the early gank.
That level 2 gank not quite working out as strongly for him as he was looking for, but still a decent amount of pressure onto the blue side bottom lane. Sirad taking huge poke from Yasuo in the mid lane as well.
Corkiara used the flash to get out of Thresh's hook. If he would have been caught by that, that probably would have been first blood. Yasuo getting, as I say that, Yasuo just got a less than 3 minute first blood onto the Zera. Blowing a flash on Seraph and the Knight on Yasuo. In that case, heal probably would have been better. Nari getting some early damage onto the Irelia, bringing her potentially half health as Jarvan will come in. But it will be to no avail as the kill will go down to Nara. And in the bot lane, we can see Vayne getting a bit of damage onto Braum currently. Not even 5 minutes in, and the game has already been action-packed with a 1,000 gold lead to blue side. You can see Jarvan coming in, Lee Sin coming in for the counter gank, but Yasuo will go down and Zeraf will not.
Lee Sin onto the J4 that could pick up a double kill here. Oh,
And
indeed, the
double
red buff takes finish off Jarvan for now a 2-for-2 kill score. Only a 200 gold advantage for the blue team so far. Again, guys, this is BG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, UIC on the purple side. A fairly close matchup so far, only 4 minutes in the play, we've had 4 kills already.
We can see Irelia doing her best to farm safely, even though, in my opinion, that Irelia should have a bit of that easy time against Gnar. Well, not easy, but should have a decent time. And we can see Vayne farming on bottom, Thresh taking a small amount of damage. And we can see Irelia taking quite a bit of damage already using her flash.
We see the Gnar with an extremely strong start here. That could be the difference between the Doran's Blade and the Longsword start. Irelia opting for a Flask early on as well is a bit of a questionable choice for that top laner.
She probably saw that she was going to be up against a Gnar and she wanted to go sustain. We can now see some farming happening on the bottom lane as Gnar will bash for an early whatever he's going to get. He's probably going to get a Longsword or Boots.
Yeah, Gnar opting to recall there could actually give Irelia an advantage. He's only 3 CS behind him and will be able to free farm here for at least 30 seconds as Gnar is not opting to use teleport into the top lane.
We can see Gnar coming in with a giant fill array. That is quite a bit of gold as Thresh will miss his thing from the bottom. Gnar will also pick up a Vision Ward, and in the mid lane currently, you can see both junglers orbiting around the mid lane currently. Zera's potentially, nope, he will not get hit by the third Q. We can see Jarvan sitting in the shadow too, as Lee Sin will be spotted out by a ward.
I think the J4 was also spotted out by the Lee Sin, that engages some action in the bottom lane here. Later coming out
We
from
can
the
see Thresh taking a bit of damage. Oh, we can see Irelia going on to the Gnar, creating quite a bit of damage.
These coming out, I believe they got the flash from Gnar there. Apologies, Gnar flash was already down. He opted to jump away from that fight. My apologies, guys.
Lee Sin's taken out for early Vision Ward. We can see Lee Sin going into Jarvan's jungle, taking out his wolves. He may choose to get some deep vision. Excuse that, he does not have any wards on him currently.
Also, both junglers opting to counter jungle onto the red buff to start. The blue buff will not be available for another 2 minutes or so, meaning that his counter jungle will only get him wolves there. Paradise Wolves appear to still be on the map as Lee Sin has used a ward onto that wolf camp.
We can see Xerath spawning a ward placed by Yasuo, and we can see some early damage being brought onto Thresh, being about half health, and Vayne being a bit over that. Lee Sin making his way up to the top lane to help out Aurelia, as both of them are 6, and we may see something. Aurelia getting the Equilibrium Strike and the Transcendent Blades, onto Nari, bringing him down to less than half health.
Yeah, Aurelia's ultimate came out there onto the Gnar. If she could have stuck to him, that could have been a kill for their team. Would have given them a slight advantage here, as they are down about 400 gold currently.
We can now see the tide being turned on bot lane as Corki and Braum having the slight advantage. We can see Xerath and Yasuo farming away, and Gnar will choose to back. I don't know how much of a good idea that will be, but you never know where the enemy jungler is unless you have vision, so it's possibly a wise decision in the end.
Also a small note for the bottom lane, though Corki is indeed up in farm numbers. Thresh having, I apologize, no, they are ahead in the bottom lane. Both of those supports opting for the Relic Shield as their first item. Braum was moments ago down a few CS under the Thresh, though has now caught up, being bottom lane really ahead, and it looks like the Corki is actually had about 100 gold over the man.
We can see Yasuo getting an ult onto Xerath, forcing out the flash, and Xerath is now brought down to have HP and minimal mana, being played for Avatar, as Lee Sin will give Xerath blue. That will probably be a wise decision for him, as that will give Yasuo a bit of a harder chance against that, but Xerath will choose to back, as Jarvan is spotted out by Lee Sin's early ward in the wolf camp as he took it.
Still even backing after taking that blue buff, Xerath will have a slight advantage into the mid lane, and believe that J4 has also opted to take his blue buff, not handing it over to their Yasuo, which would be the standard choice for a second or third blue buff, meaning Xerath will definitely have an advantage over Yasuo in the mid lane if he can keep his range in control. Of course, Yasuo is one of those extremely slippery and extremely mobile champions. If he can close the gap between himself and the Xerath may still have a little bit of trouble in that mid lane.
And once again, the teams are blue team is VG Mean Dream Team, and purple team or red team, depending on if you have it. Depending on whatever your preference is UIC. Did I get that right? Bart?
Indeed, it is a VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, facing off against UIC on the pro side. This is our finals matchup, guys, for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro tournament. Both of these teams are undefeated throughout 2 rounds of play. Look for that first place title.
Let's see Thresh just barely missing. Oh, we can see Xerath come down, and Braum will go down.
Yes, a nicely placed ultimate by the Thresh, as well as that death set is securing a kill onto their Braum. They now have a kill as well as a 200 gold advantage.
Oh, you can see Jarvan coming in, but he will be spotted out by a ward.
Takes huge poke from the Xerath.
Oh, he gets an ult, and he will be carried away by Vayne. Vayne for getting the flash forced out to escape Cataclysm. Oh, we can see Xerath.
Oh, and J4 will go down there.
Xerath gets the kill as Vayne gets... Never mind. Bloodlust got the best of her as she will go down to Corki.
Also coming out from Gnar into the bottom lane as well.
You can see Yasuo coming in. She will get the... Will she get the double kill? Will she get it? No, she will not get it, but she will do her best
to be a
stick on
3 versus 3 situation into this bottom lane. Braum coming in a little bit late. Aurelia will go down.
See Aurelia going down. Thresh going down to Gnar. Will we see Xerath going down?
Xerath still fairly healthy with a fair amount of poke available. Gnar goes full ham.
But does not get it. You see Braum taking damage? Oh, we can see Lee Sin taking Yasuo to the face.
For a double kill here, this poke from Yasuo. Xerath not quite enough to go through the shield coming out of the Braum. Braum survives that somehow.
Party in the bottom lane. You can save that. So
that is a huge number of deaths for both teams. They're now an 8-5 kill score. Kill score in favor of UIC. At this point, they've secured themselves roughly a 1,000 gold lead at the 11.5 minute mark of this game. We've seen no turrets removed from the map.
We can see top lane being rather peaceful as UIC's minions are making the push, and currently Aurelia came down to stop mid from being pushed, and we can now see the mid laners going back to their respective lanes.
Yeah, we saw both top and mid laners into the bottom lane for that last fight. A huge rotation for both teams. Fairly successful for both, though more successful for
Zerg
UIC.
getting out some good damage onto Yasuo, but will he get the kill? No, he will miss one.
Those were huge jukes coming through from the Yasuo to keep himself alive in that fight. J4 also taking a huge amount of poke from the Sarath.
Lee Sin will get the Q, and that will be the kill for
A
him.
wild Lee Sin appears, and J4 will go down indeed. A nicely placed huge amount of Lee Sin to finish things off there.
And see Aurelia and are taking it easy, and that will be our dragon going for UIC, but it will be spied out by the ward.
This
Placed
could be
by
a
Braum.
contested dragon. Dragon had to a quarter of his HP here. Cole getting huge amounts of damage, but Dragon will be successfully taken by the Lee Sin for Purple Team. Again, guys, Pro side up 9 kills to 5 right now. They have roughly a 2,000 gold advantage over VG Meme Dream Team. Descent is just missing the Braum by a centimeter. Uh-oh, was that Canadian of me?
No, was it what Canadian of you saying centimeter?
Indeed.
It's probably just you over exaggerating, but who knows? I wasn't really paying attention because my directed camera is going all over the place. It's currently in top lane as Gnar chooses to get some early damage onto the turret, as Aurelia will stun him in turret range, but it will not do as much damage as he will transform into Mega Gnar. Such is currently below half health. Oh, you can see Gnar getting a good ult onto Aurelia, but she will stun him to counter that, and she will get stunned. She will use Transcending Blades to heal her back up and to stop Gnar from engaging. You can see Sarah taking blue from Lee as she will give it to him. Jarvan taking blue. Yasuo will be getting farmed though. Yasuo currently retains a roughly 20-some CS lead.
Indeed, taking a look down the scoreboard there, it seems like the blue team, that is VG Meme Dream Team, has a slight farm advantage in almost every lane, including in the jungle at this time, though they are down roughly 2,000 gold, that being the result of 4 kills, and I believe a dragon going over to UIC.
Flash team coming from the threshold, not hit the Corki, Braum will stop it. You can see Corki not going back onto the lane, both ults being taken out by Vayne and Thresh.
A small note that Braum took 2 walls of damage in that fight after Thresh landed that death to pull him inside of the box. He'd never prevent Corki from taking any damage from the Thresh ult.
We can see Zara getting quite a bit of VC push onto the mid lane with the blue buff granted to him by Lee Sin. Braum taking out some vision. And we can see Yasuo potentially struggling against him. Gnar and Aurelia farming it away as in the top lane, as we can see Lee Sin trying to make an appearance. But he will miss the Q as Gnar will jump away. But will it be a dive? No, it will not. As Gnar will escape with half health. But he will transform into Mega Gnar soon. As Xerath will get some more damage onto the outer mid-tier turret. You can see Yasuo slowly creeping back into it. Yasuo using the stun a bit, but Xerath just not getting enough charge time onto that Q. We can see Gnar getting kicked further into the Aurelia, and Gnar will do his best to escape, and he lives.
Ultimate coming out from Sarath, though not quite long enough to finish him off. Still a great play there coming out from the Sarath, trying to secure that kill.
I'm gonna go back a bit to see how much Gnar lived with.
Sarath getting a huge amount of poke onto the Yasuo in the middle. Yasuo could go down. He had about 200 BP poke comes out from the Sarath, but he is flashed away. Yasuo could actually survive that fight as Sarath's ultimate is down. But the Yasuo will go down. It's going to be 2 versus 2 into the top lane here. Sarath taking a human pressure from the Gnar while J4 looks to re-engage at Lee Sin, looking to keep Aurelia alive. Aurelia now on her own though, as Lee Sin exits from
And
the other.
Aurelia will go down to Jarvan. That was a wise use of teleport for Gnar. Flash being brought out by Aurelia and an R2. Nar will decide to push onto the top tier turret. We can see Lee Sin being caught by Jarvan and Braum. Xerath getting some early damage onto it. Xerath will get caught out, and you can see Nar getting a double kill as Braum and Jarvan barely live.
A little bit of a misplay there by the Lee Sin costs him his life coming back into that fight with about 100 HP remaining.
And down in the bottom lane, Corki just got killed by the Thresh Flaming Bot. Thresh will take some third hits. Walking through it, Yasuo will chase him though.
Oh, a nice play from the Thresh though, keeping Yasuo at range.
You
Telekamima
can
gets
see
cancelled from
a
Aurelia.
teleport not coming out from Aurelia, but what will we see from Yasuo?
Again getting played back as he tries to get into range onto the Vayne.
Yasuo will get the kill thanks to Braum's Q, and he will be disengaging as Vayne will dump quite a bit of damage onto him. Aurelia farming away at top. Nar may choose to push mid now currently. And Team UIC has a 2-kill lead and just about 800 gold lead, and it's a 1-to-1 turret score.
And as we approach the 20-minute mark here in this finals matchup between VG Meme Dream Team and UIC, we are seeing an 11-to-9 kill score in favor of UIC, a 1-to-1 turret score between these two teams, and roughly an 800 gold advantage for Team UIC on the purple side.
And I will cut in here, and as less than 20 seconds, Dragon will be spawning. We can potentially see Braum warding up the Dragon area, and Xerath will be taken away of Vision Ward. Lee Sin being spotted out by a ward there, and we can maybe see Braum and Corki pushing onto the bottom turret. We can see Lee Sin coming around from the side as he will be spotted out by a ward placed down by Braum. We can see Lee Sin getting deleted by the Jarvan EQ combo with Yasuo.
That was a huge wombo combo and a huge rotation for both teams as well.
You can see Jarvan getting away. Ooh, Corki getting caught by the death sentence. But will it be his death? No, he will live with roughly 1 HP. Aurelia killing Jarvan.
Nice play from Thresh.
Is got down. That was well played by Thresh.
Nice death sentence as well. We're going to see a triple kill there for the Aurelia.
She will get shut
goes
down. That is a shame. But, well, I'm not going to say it's much of a shame, because Bloodlust, and she actually was doing her best to help them get Nar. Too bad she was tanking the turret. We can see Nar backing as Team UIC will go for a relatively uncontested Dragon, as Vayne and Thresh will take out the ward. The only ward relating to them.
Seeing UIC is up for another dragon. I mean, this could be their third dragon of the game. I don't think VG Meme Team has managed to take a single dragon away from them so far tonight.
Thresh not opting for the soul that is dropped by Dragon, and he currently has, what, 48 souls? That's quite a decent amount or so, considering what has been happening. We can see Thresh trying to go out for that ward, but he will not, as Braum will tell him no.
The poke from Braum not able to connect there.
Was quite a bit off, and he will be not engaged on by the Lee Sin or the Thresh. Yasuo getting hit by Xerath, chooses to still take out the wood. Aurelia pushing top, and we can see Corki down in the bottom turret, pushing, trying to get some more damage onto it as Braum shows up. Well, Lee Sin will not get the ward cake, but will hold on to Braum, and the kill will go to Vayne thanks to that. Nar teleporting into the outer top tier turret. Xerath, sorry about that. Xerath creeping his way into the top turret. Will he decide to back them?
Right, looking to play the bait in this fight. Nard chooses to engage it. Flash Nard, but he flashes into the wall.
Getting a stun on the Aurelia, Randuin's coming out.
Vayne will go down to the Corki Corki J4, and Van's not quite able to tumble the safety despite using heal. And now seeing a 2-2 turret score as Suicide taking down that mid lane outer turret. Seeing a bottom and a top tier hurt off now from either team, but those mid lane turrets both
We can see Yasuo going down to the Lee Sin as Aurelia will do her best to stick on the Gnar, but will choose not to. Coming in from the side to get some damage on to Lee Sin. And Vayne will now respawn from some death that I did not see currently because I was busy rearranging the scoreboard.
Yeah, Vayne died in the bottom lane to the Corki Jarvan 4 combo. She used her heal and her tumble to try and get out, but it wasn't quite enough to get her to safety a little bit earlier on.
Thank you for that. And we can actually see a vision ward there. That probably is what spotted her out. As we cut back currently, we can see Braum defending the inner tier mid turret as Thresh and Sarah as other members of Team UIC will back. Lee Sin will take out some wolves, Aurelia will be backing, and Vayne will be pushing top. Little bit of slowness in the action currently.
Yeah, this is a little bit embarrassing, guys, but something I just noticed is when Gnar is sitting there, his blocks spell LOL. How I didn't notice that before, I'm not quite sure. If you were all aware of that, congratulations, but if it's your first time seeing it as well, watch him closely. Again, guys, a little bit of a lull in the action here. Looking at the scoreboard, we are seeing UIC begin to pick up a little bit of a lead for themselves as we approach the 25-minute mark. They have roughly a 4,000 gold advantage, though we are even in turrets. They have roughly 5 kills above their opponents. Again, guys, it is VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, and UIC on the purple side. Thresh also looking for a little bit of vision control there as him and the Lee Sin look for some counter jungle.
Gnar pushing out what Vayne just did. Gnar will be pushing into the inner tier top turret. He will be pushing the minions area. As you can see, Jarvan backing away from mid. Gnar will decide not to because he has no vision in his only, so he chooses to back away from it and sorry about that. And will rotate mid. Yasuo, Braum and Jarvan defending the inner tier mid turret. Both teams rotating around mid. Sorry, getting a bit of hiccups here. Xerath will get some damage onto Yasuo.
A nice flay there from Thresh, but Death Sentence doesn't connect. Gonna see a nice poke coming out from the purple side there onto Braum. Braum could be in trouble here.
And Braum is out for the count. Aurelia coming in from the teleport, deciding to join in on the action. And it will slow down now. It will roll into the action as Aurelia kind of wasted teleport there.
Vayne and Thresh is looking to pressure into the mid lane here, though. We'll see if they can be successful sieging down that mid lane inner turret, while Lee Sin actually looks for some counter jungle, really looking to relieve pressure from the top lane. Seeing pressure also building up in the bottom lane against them. VG Meme Team looking to let their minions do a little bit of work here, potentially. Seeing more sweepers come out as both teams look for vision control. One of those purple side sight wards going down to the sweeper from Jarvan for a death sentence comes through from the Thresh, but is not nearly close to connect to Gnar. Gnar goes for some vision control, taking down a vision ward from the purple team behind that dragon pit.
And I will intervene here to note that dragon will be spawning in 30-some seconds right now as Aurelia just takes the turret. Gnar and Yasuo will be chasing Xerath, but the flash lets him escape from Yasuo's Steel Tempest. Although it did not connect, you can never be too safe. Denson will go on to the bomb as Vayne will not get the kill. Lee Sin will, as they will chase on the Gnar. Gnar will just hit to the side. Yasuo getting onto Vayne, but will not, thanks to the right shield from Thresh and Flash. You can see
Xerath picks up a killer onto the Jarvan.
Onto the Gnar, and Vayne will get the kill. Xerath using Flash to get whatever to just miss the stun thanks to the Flash from Corki.
A 3-0 trade in that fight, and Dragon has come back on the map. We're going to see another Dragon going down here to UIC on the pros. Now a 21-12 kill score. They're up 3 turrets to 2, while Vayne and Xerath looking for their 4th turret of the game, their first inner turret of the game. VG team having no outer turrets remaining, and another dragon does indeed go down to UIC uncontested. Their summoners also managed to take down that mid lane inner turret for the first inner turret of the game. Now a 4-2 turret score, 21 to 12 in kills, almost a 10,000 gold lead here for UIC. We could see last night's champions being defeated here in the finals matchup.
Oh, we can see Jarvan not getting the red cells, but they did not go for the vision war there, as that probably would have been the end of them. Yasuo and Aurelia pushing in the mid. Gnar will be going around top. Thresh will be backing in. Vayne will pick up the farm and bot, as everybody will make their way back onto the rift, trying to find what they would do. Jarvan taking out some board thanks to a sweeper. Braum Kofi trying to stick to each other. Jarvan potentially spots out a vision ward, but will not go for it, as he can see that Aurelia is in the mid lane, and Xerath and Lee Sin were coming on his position. Lee Sin and Xerath take out
Braum there, but doesn't catch them out.
They're trying to get a good kill on them. Gangsta Dance, the W will connect on the Corki and Braum. We can now see Aurelia, Xerath, Lee Sin, and Vayne pushing on the inner tier bot turret. Jarvan and Yasuo coming in. We can see Thresh coming in now, and it may be a team fight as Gnar comes into the action.
We're going to have a 5-man siege and a 5-man defense around this bottom lane inner turret. We'll see if UIC can be successful taking down their second inner turret of this game. Gnar getting onto gold could have been a questionable choice there. From the
coming up here. And all the shots will hit at least one thing. Definitely not connecting onto the Jarvan. Gnar is flanking, or was on their flank, and that probably would have been bad if Yasuo was near with the ult comes out.
If you look into the jungle, we're seeing a huge amount of vision control affected by UIC. Gnar doing his best there to make a catch has been spotted out throughout each of his play attempts. And well times coming up from the Braum, limiting one of the site wars placed down into their jungle from UIC. Again, guys, BG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, UIC on the pro side. This is a finals matchup for Not So Stock Gaming's semi-pro tournament. The winners of this match will be going home with 3,200 RP, as well as a triumphant Rise skin for each of their final 5 summoners, a total of 16,000 RP and 5 triumphant Rise skins for that winning team, while the second place team goes home with 2,400 RP apiece, for a total of, I believe, 14,000 RP as that second place prize package for the second place team. Third and fourth place teams, of course, go home with 16,800 RP for each of their final 5 summoners, as well, being, I believe, 8 and 4,000 RP as those packages.
Can see Braum trying to get vision onto them to see if they are doing Dragon, but Dragon has not getting Dragon has not spawned yet, and Braum will just get some vision as Gnar and Jarvan are rotated around topside. Aurelia in the bush doing something. Gnar and Jarvan will now back. Dragon Thresh in the red side jungle on blue team, taking out a bit of vision. Lee Sin spotting out a vision ward, denying some vision. Braum will not.
Looking like Aurelia's going to try and split push down into the top lane on that inner turret, though Gnar will be responding to a 4 versus 4 fight in the bottom lane here as well. Purple side really looking for their second inner turret here, not being confident enough, I suppose, for that first inhibitor turret of the game, with all 5 members of VG Meme Dream Team alive and able to defend.
We can see the death sentence and a pause will come out.
It's around asking if we can pause, says that he's lagging. Of course, pausing is allowed. They did actually disengage from their team fight, so a great play by them, and not an inappropriate time for them to pause. So we're going to have a slight delay here while it looks like the purple team's Xerath tries to get himself reconnected. A great time for us to look at the scoreboard here. And taking a brief look at the score where things, aside from in the bottom lane, as far as farm numbers are concerned, appear to be fairly even. The mid laners being only 4 CS apart, top lane being roughly a 10 farm divergence. J4 actually has a roughly 30 farm over Lee Sin in the jungle, though Lee Sin has 7 kills to J4's 1. For J4 having 7 assists to Lee Sin's 4 is not doing too badly for himself. Taking a look at the gold scores there, Lee Sin is actually up about 800 gold over the Jarvan 4. Of course, in the bottom lane, though, we are seeing Vayne with 270 farm, approaching that 300 farm mark, while Corki has just broached the 200 farm mark with 230 farm for himself. Vayne also with 2 kills over the Corki at this point, is sitting roughly 3,000 gold in her advantage. The overall gold scores are 53 to 44,000 gold, that being in favor of UIC. We're about 30 minutes into this matchup, seeing a 21 to 12 kill score and a 4 to 2 turret score. Both those again being in favor of UIC over VG Meme Dream Team. Once again, guys, for those of you not aware, VG Meme Dream Team was the team we chose to stream in round 1 this evening, so we followed them all the way from round 1 into the finals match, as we follow the winning team through into the next match. And the VG Meme Dream Team actually won last night's open bracket tournament, facing off against Faxon Will Dominate, a mainly Challenger and Masters rated team. So I think their solo queue ratings are technically Diamond and Masters for the most part, those Challenger tiers being in their 5v5 teams. Of course, neither of those teams participating this evening, as this is our semi-pro tournament. Well, I apologize, Faxon Will Dominate's team not participating this evening, as this is our semi-pro tournament, where summoners must be ranked between Gold 5 and Diamond 1 in the solo queue. Summoners from VG Meme Team do comply with that, being mainly in the lower end of the Diamond tier currently. Of course, that's what we know of VG Meme Dream Team for the blue, yes, for the blue side, but on the purple side we have UIC. From their name, I suspect they may actually be a collegiate team, though this is their second or third time participating. We're not overly familiar with the members from UIC. I do know X-Coverts, as he's added me to his friends list, or I've added him to my friends list in order to allow us to stream some of their games. This is actually the first time I believe we've had them in a finals match, so looking at them doing fairly well, could be looking for those triumphant Rise skins for themselves. Of course, we saw in round 2, I believe, a member of a VG Meme Dream Team showing off that triumphant Rise skin in the top lane. About 3 minutes of pause time have ticked down here, looking for Serrat to get back into this game.
And since the pause is still going, and I'm not sure for how long, I will voice my my semi-biased opinion on Ford Core, the Ravenous Hydra on Yasuo. Dark, do you play Yasuo personally?
I've played him a couple times. I actually set up my runes and masteries for Yasuo, intending to begin to main him a while ago, but didn't end up practicing him as much as I should have, and I still mainly play AP and support or champions, so not as familiar with the Yasuo play as I could be potentially.
But you understand that most players build Blade of the King on him, right?
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was me right there. But you do know that most players, or it's just generic in build, that people will go for the Blade of the Rune King on him over the Ravenous Hydra.
Indeed.
I personally prefer Ravenous over Blade of the Rune King because I just find it generically has more damage output. As if you would look on the League of Legends wiki and you would actually go to the strategy tab, I'm just going to skip that.
Not a problem. To the tab that tells you cool things.
Yeah, the tab that tells you how to play as Yasuo, as 5 minutes of pause time will start to tick. It does note that Ravenous Hydra does more damage, but it says that Blade of the Rune King is just what everything Yasuo needs: attack speed, lifesteal, a bit of attack damage, the very good active that will help in chasing and...
Yeah, I think the life regen he gets from Blade of the Rune King, as well as the attack speed advantage, that wouldn't as strongly be offered by the Ravenous Hydra. I'm not as familiar with the Ravenous Hydra as I am with that Blade of the Rune King, as opposed to the active from Ravenous Hydra doing the majority of the damage for it. I think, in general, Blade of the Rune King is the preferred item just because it's a little bit easier. It doesn't require them to hit that extra button, where Yasuo is very much a point-and-click champion already.
Yes, I do understand that, but I do admit that the Blade of the Ruined King's active will help with escaping and chasing or turning around a fight.
Yes, and Yasuo is
And
very much about his mobility indeed. Almost forgot
10
about the
minutes
active from
allowed.
Blade of the Rune King.
I'm sorry, but 10 minutes allowed for the pause time. If you can't fix it, they should have my chat being quite small. If you can't fix it, they should have unpaused before 15 so they did not get disqualified, Jargon says. Little note to them. But I personally find Ravenous Hydra being more effective on Yasuo, especially when you land your ult, as the passive cleave and active will do quite a bit of burst damage. It is just generically, I think it's more lifesteal, it's more attack damage, a bit of health regen for 5, which is something that's not as useful as it sounds. But the 75 attack damage, the 50 attack damage difference from Ravenous Hydra and Blade of the Ruined King, I find in favor of, and the active too, because as soon as you hit your ult, that will be the active if you decide to use it, and more often than not, they will be dead because they will have the cleave from the Qs from your first and second Q hitting them, and then when your ult lands, that will also be the active extra active damage being done onto them if you decide to use it if they are not dead.
Indeed, it's definitely a strong item, though we normally see it picked up by those who tend to build off-tank as opposed to a more squishy champion. Not quite sure the exact reason behind that, as I'm not familiar with those two items, and not exactly maining Yasuo myself. It is definitely a potential pick for him, though I think it's more of a luxury pick for most people's Yasuo builds. Of course, the Infinity Edge and the Static Shift, those first two core items, with the right runes and masteries actually giving you 100% crit rate.
Yes, that is correct though. And although I am one that does play Yasuo quite a bit, I can say that although I will not say I never built Bork on Yasuo. I think I have when he came out, roughly in December, like pretty much roughly near the end of season 3, pre-season 4, and I just say that Ravenous is potentially better, and actually I go for the Static Shift, then Ravenous next. Then I don't really find Ravenous Hydra as much of a luxury pick as the Blade of the Ruined King. But I do understand that Yasuo's Q cooldown reduction will be capped with just Static Shift and Blade of the Ruined King. While
Indeed, looking at this, so he's not doing as well as he has in previous games either. Looking down that scoreboard, once again, we have Lee Sin doing extremely well for his team. Yasuo sitting at 4-5 is a little bit behind the Seratin in farm as well. Seratin sitting at 5-2, definitely seeming to have an advantage over Yasuo in this matchup. Taking a look through the other lanes here, bottom lane seems to be fairly evenly matched up still. Vayne still a little bit ahead of the Corki. Seeing the top lane only 10 CS apart. Actually, I believe we may have covered this at the beginning of the pause, so it explains why things haven't changed at all.
10 minutes of pause time will tick, and that will leave Team UIC 5 minutes left, or they will be disqualified, and that will be a sad turn of events for them, as they are quite winning right now.
Indeed, at the 15-minute mark, they are forced to unpause and play it out 4 versus 5 if they have to in order to continue the matchup. Both teams are allotted 15 minutes of pause time. I mean, blue side could do the super nice thing and repause the game for them using their own pause time for Seratic and make it a fair finals matchup. But those are technically the rules, and as we are 30 minutes into the game, we are well past the point where we allow for restarts too. It's unfortunately somebody have connection issues this far into a matchup, especially in a matchup that can mean so much. Again, guys, the winners of this match will be getting 16,000 RP and 5 Triumphant Rise skins. That's 3,200 RP apiece, as well as 1 Triumphant Rise skin for each of their final 5 participating summoners. The losers of the matchup going home with 2,400 RP apiece. Going to double check the math there and see exactly how much that is for the second place team.
And now I will just
Yes, indeed, that is
shout out a
12,000.
random. I will just shout out a random conspiracy as since as Dark has quite announced and explained that this is my first time shoutcasting, and I will be joining him. Should be any second now, Lee Sin says. But I typically, when I lag badly, I like to joke that somebody's DDoSing or doing, and I will cut that short as Xerath will reconnect.
Well, 11 minutes of pause time utilized for that, but he does manage to get back into the game, and I actually can't see all chat right now. I managed to type after thinking I had hit enter to respond to a question from Xcovert, the Lee Sin on their team, to let them know what the rules were about the disconnect and how they'd have to proceed at the 15-minute mark of pause time, and actually broke the user interface completely, and I've now lost my ability to chat. I'm sure it's somewhere in these menus, but I've temporarily lost that. Oh, chat, check.
And the game will resume in 0. Up, and it will be repaused by Blue Sand. That will be the nice thing being done. They're asking did one of their hamsters die too during the wait.
Aw, dead hamsters, that's never cool. Sarath, I don't like you anymore. Of course, I'm assuming that is a joke about their power sources and their hamsters actually powering their
and
computers.
is responding that his goldfish drowned, and Jarvan saying that his Indian guy is unpacking his bean sprouts from their car.
Hey, the chat getting a little bit salty here. Indeed, I have actually managed to reactivate my all chat there, managed to find out which part of the interface I had broken myself from. So we're back into being able to see what these summoners are saying, and we've had roughly 13 minutes of pause time, taking away 11 and a half, well, technically 12 being reported by Xcovert, saying that they've used 12 minutes of their pause time. I believe it was actually 11 minutes of their pause time we saw used on the stream. So this is now officially blue team pause time being utilized. Lee Sin says he told you video gaming would get him somewhere in life. Indeed, he is being paid for his participation this evening, as they have made their way into the finals, getting at least one of the 2 RP packages.
And they are joking around, having a good time during this pause, but it will be maybe ruthless on the Rift if we ever get back to it. Nobody knows who or why. Actually, no. We know who is pausing. It's just that we don't know why they're pausing.
Indeed, they didn't really give much of a reason there. I suspect that somebody may have gone AFK during the purple side pause and has not yet returned, or could potentially be having some connection issues of their own here.
Lee Sin stating that they are glad they're taking this pause time to bond, but that will not really change when the pause time has come and everybody comes back.
Oh man, the chat has gotten far too salty here. Both team summoners getting a little bit bored after almost 15 minutes of pause time tick away here. But 11 minutes for the pro side, and now we are onto a blue team pause. Not quite sure what's happened. Potentially their 5th summoner waiting for him to either return to his keyboard or return to the game. We haven't seen a disconnection here.
And everybody is joking around with ASL.
I think we have some people making friends in the all chat here.
Xerath finally springing the question on who's AFK on their side. Braum stating that Gnar is AFK.
Alright, getting reports that Artisan is allegedly AFK on the Gnar. Sounding like he may be unloading his car. Not quite sure what that's about 30 minutes into a game, and after 10 minutes of pause time, could be the wife rage. Honey, unload the car. Do it now. And you're like, well, I'm in the middle of something, but pause
It
time is
doesn't
still
matter.
available.
Yep, Jargon 4 actually did say that their Indian guy was unpacking his bean sprouts from the car. Although that probably was not literally. It was probably a joke, but apparently Nar was unpacking something from the car.
An
It was
interesting situation to be in there.
probably mistaken as a joke, but that was actually what happened.
Alright, about 16 minutes total of pause time, roughly 5 minutes used here from the blue side so far. Both sides with a huge pause game, a little bit of a delay in this finals matchup, and with about 60 minutes of pause time used and 30 minutes in this game, I'm seeing a round of 3 loss report come in from IUPUI Jaguars, meaning that Beauty and the Beast is our 3rd place team this evening. IUPUI is our 4th place team.
And just as it unpauses again, it will be repaused. Oh, and I will be restaying them. Are they ready?
I believe Riverside may have
that-
failed to say they were ready before the unpause, so Blueside thought they didn't get the proper response and repaused it as an accidental unpaused potentially. Though I am seeing both sides say ready before that unpause occurred. But we are going to be back in the game here. 3 members of the pro side in the bottom lane. Aurelia and Nar meeting up in the top lane here.
And oh, I didn't know this was open. Let me surrender that. And I will take this pause to drink something real quick and yawn.
I think you may actually be behind live somehow, because we've actually managed to unpause here.
Okay, I am back. Move my chat back there. And
Oh no, I'm seeing
yes,
Sarath
I just
disconnect again. This could be
disconnected.
unfortunate for the pro team, but they'll have about 4 minutes of pause time remaining.
I don't think they'll spring for it. I think they will do 4v5 as
They might try and play this out, just waiting for Sarath to reconnect. There we go.
and
Sarath has actually
as you said,
reconnected
you
here.
can
A
stop.
fairly quick reconnection. Not a whole lot of action occurring while he was gone there.
A bit of lull happening in the action. Yasuo taking out ward, sweepers coming out as Nar will come back and regroup. Nar on the verge of evolving. Rom getting some vision around red side. Xerath on the back, probably waiting for lag to slow down a bit. Lee Sin will be taking blue. Team UIC will on the purple side. Team UIC will potentially not make any moves as Xerath is just AFK. Well, not AFK. Oh, and he
We're seeing Sarath
disconnected
disconnect
again.
again as Lisa actually finishes off his own blue buff there. They will engage onto Dragon here. Dragon looks like it will go down uncontested. I believe that's the 5th Dragon of the game potentially. Going over to Team UIC on the pro side. Once again, it is VG Meme Dream Team playing on the blue team. UIC on the pro side, a whole bunch of pro team pings coming out around that Baron, as well as one careful ping, maybe thinking better of a Baron advancement with 5 members of the opposition alive still. But out by a Vision Ward, they will quickly clear that out. Pings coming out from both sides now around the Baron, but a Scrying Orb comes through as well. Aurelia looks
Sorry
to make her way
about that.
back
Aurelia
into
will
the
be
top
going
lane.
top to clear out some farm. Brahming is saying be careful around Dragon. Red team's top tier bottom turret will finally be destroyed by the big minion wave. They will probably maybe send Vayne or Xerath to push that out, or they will continue the push.
Indeed, seeing a fairly large wave still in that bottom lane, even after taking out that bottom lane turret. They have evened out, well, almost evened out the turret score, being down now only 1 turret in a 4-3 turret situation underneath UIC. Now, all outer turrets have been removed from the map, as well as only 1 inner turret going down on the side of VG Meme Dream Team in the mid lane. Seeing some more pro side pings come out around the Baron Pit, and a little bit of a lull in the action. 3 members of VG Meme Dream Team in the top lane looking to relieve a little bit of the pressure, make that 4 members of their team up there as Corki looks to back. And Yasuo begins to head out towards the mid lane here. There is a fair amount of pressure being released there by the Thresh Sarath pair. The Sarath will opt to recall from the mid lane as well. Dragon not currently available on the map, though we are 34 minutes into the game and Baron has not yet been taken. We could see either team is looking for a quick pick here and setting up for an easy Baron. Well, I say easy Baron, but even with one or two summoners on the enemy team not available, a steal is always possible.
Lower in the action as the teams are not really setting up for Baron, but both teams have vision on Baron, but
Yes, both sides looking for vision control around that Baron pit, while Aurelia looks to split push down into the bottom lane here. Looks like Corki will be responding to that, though.
or Corki will take rates and maybe be rotating around mid. If Aurelia does get the split push, or well, she is sitting around the bush, but if she does go for the split push, that will bring pressure on bottom, and that will maybe allow the rest of her team to capitalize on the Yasuo and Corki defending mid, as I spoke. Jarvan getting some vision on the other side thanks to his Demacian Lance.
Ooh, and back onto directed camera for me. Somehow got stuck on Aurelia there for a minute or two. Explains why we were so intent on that bottom lane split push.
Corki using the Scrying Orb has not been upgraded, so it is not as effective as Xerax. But Thresh took a small amount of damage as Gnar has turned into Mega Gnar. They will decide to push out, and they will just...
Could be a 5 versus 5 fight getting ready to break out here in the bottom lane as Gnar looks to flank around from the side. Potentially overextending there, though. Could get caught out. They're rather looking to go full hand. There's a little bit of damage onto Braum. Braum poke lands onto Serath as well.
Thresh barely missing a death sentence onto Braum, but Braum used Flash to get away, and it almost hit Yasuo. You can see damage coming out from both sides, but more in favor of Team UIC. Jarvan doing an EQ combo just to flash away from it. Aurelia getting knocked out from Braum's ult, and Thresh will kill Yasuo. Corki will kill Aurelia as Chaos consumes. Vayne gets the kill on Jarvan, double kill on Braum. Corki will escape, and with that, that is a 4-for-1 exchange.
UIC waiting for their mains here, looking for that first inhibitor turret of the game after being successful sieging down into the bottom lane inner turret. Inhibitor getting extremely low, who will go down, potentially seeing the inhibitor go down as well, as only Corki is available to defend for the next 20 seconds of this match. The UIC will be looking to back after taking the inhibitor here. We're going to be rotating into the mid lane. Strahd looking to clear out a vision, whereas he makes his way towards them, and they do have a fair amount of pressure, though they will knock those minions directly onto the mid lane inhibitor turret. Lee Sin and Vayne opting for a red buff steal as they make their way back to their side of the map. Again, guys, this is the finals matchup for Not So Soft Gaming's semi-pro tournament. Currently watching VG Meme Dream Team on the blue side, where they're facing off against UIC on the purple side. Currently a 6-2-3 turret lead for UIC, as they've just basically taken down the first inhibitor of the game. A 25-13 kill score also in favor of the purple team right now. At the 38-minute mark, we have not seen either team succeed at taking down Baron. VG Meme Team looking for a little bit of vision control around that Baron pit, as they say it, and Aurelia making her way into the mid lane from the river. Uses her sweeper, taking out one of these site wards recently placed. We could see them setting up for a Baron in play here. Vision ward comes out from the Lee Sin, and the site ward will come down as well.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but they will go for Baron as Dragon will spawn in 2 seconds. Jarvan getting his Demacian standard in there, granting them vision, and it will generically be a uncontested Baron as Thresh misses the play. And barely missing the death sentence onto the Corki. If that would have landed, that probably would have been phenomenal for Team UIC if done correctly. Really getting hit by Braum's Winter's Bite, slowing her down. And now with the now empowered Team UIC, they will look to siege mid.
Indeed, UIC taking down that bottom lane inhibitor is a great chance for them to take out Baron, which they did fairly successfully. We saw VG.
And now they did, instead of mid, they decided to go on the inner tier mid turret. I mean, top turret.
Yeah, that's
Now-
going to be the
and
last
that
inner turret
will-
going down for them.
Xerath spawns them out with his Scrying Word.
Going to be a 5-man siege here by UIC. 5 members of VG Immune Team looking to contest and to defend this top lane inhibitor turret. The turret will be going down here. For the inhibitor as well in the top lane. Nars going to engage onto the 5 members of UIC though. Braum makes his way slowly back into this fight as Aurelia goes full ham onto Corki. Now from the Serac will be seeing a kill onto Corki and the Zyra the ultimate from the Yasuo and Aurelia will go down, but Corki, Braum, and J4 have gone down. Going to see
Well,
UIC engage
GG,
onto the
Nar.
mid lane turret here. I believe this
Nar
could be
will
the
escape,
game.
but we don't know for how long, and they will go on to the Nexus. Yasuo coming in, getting quite a bit of damage onto Lee Sin, and the Ignite wears off within 200 health, and Yasuo goes down as Nar is just in the background.
Thresh takes 7 turret hits there, but they are successful taking down that last Nexus turret. We could see the Nexus down here. This could be the game in favor of UIC.
And that is
Oh,
such a
indeed.
shortcoming for VG Main Green Team to
Yeah, a
come
little
all
bit
the
of
way
hype.
from round 1.
From VG Immune
Yes.
Team, indeed coming from round 1 with that victory last night, not able to pull it off a second time in the finals matchup here this evening. We're going to see the purple side, that is UIC, go through tonight's tournament undefeated. Congratulations, guys, on your first place finish. Congratulations to our second and third, fourth place teams as well as a thank you to all of our viewers. Had a great time shoutcasting for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed me being joined by Bio this evening as well. This is going to be Dark Orphan Bio signing off.
See ya.